Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the Astartes Anonymous podcast, where today we are once again joined by the illustrious Mr. Bones 40k, aka Arthur, who is going to assist us with another extremely irrelevant and utterly pointless Primarch-related issue. An issue that, despite its monumentally arbitrary nature, demands an answer nonetheless. What is the all-time best Primarch lineup for the blunt rotation? So get comfy, grab your favourite snacks, and make sure you're staying hydrated, as we find out which Primarchs are tokers, and which Primarchs are jokers. As I am once again joined by the Speed Freak's most original orc, their professional Hot Wheels mechanic. A Plague Marine, so profoundly strong he can muscle his way through anything except his self-esteem issues. And our favourite Servo Skull.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm your host, Tom, and these are my co-hosts.
Well, hello everyone, my name is Lucas, or better known as Moots.
Hello, I am Aaron, not in a Bio-Titan today.
Sad.
Am I allowed to speak now? Beautiful. Hello, everybody. I'm Arthur Bones, though I guess last time we were calling myself by my actual first name, but I guess we're back to Arthur. We did a few backsteps. It's fine. But yes, I'm super happy to be here and also enjoy talking about Primarchs doing mundane things and totally not just screaming about random fake people for 30 minutes or longer. It's great.
That will, of course, never happen on this podcast. We are known for our civilized discussions and rational beings.
Though I felt like all the screaming was relative to one person last time rather than all of them. He who shall not be named, except for about 20 minutes.
We can go back to calling you Connor if you like.
I don't.
I just felt so much shame after calling you like Cameron 2/3 of the way through the last episode.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's actually really funny.
Brain rot like 2 hours in. I was like, his name's Cameron. Right, we're gonna say that.
No, I get it. I get that a lot actually. It's okay. Call me whatever is like the most convenient. Like one of my best friends. Am I allowed to mention that? I don't know. Guy named Zool, he's not going to see this, but he still calls me Arthur, and we've known each other for like 7 years at this point. So it's fine. Call me whatever is like the easiest to recall. And if you mix it up halfway through, I almost encourage that just to throw people who are watching for a bit of a loop, you know.
Well, what I might do next time then is before you come on, I'll get a list of names that's a couple pages long, and each time I'll go to the next one.
All known aliases.
Most of these names are just pejorative terms. What the hell, dude?
But it's funny because we've known Moots for like 3 or so years now. A bit longer. Yep. I don't think I've called him his real name once. I really don't.
I had a moment when Aaron was visiting where where he called me Lucas, and it threw me off because I was like, wait a minute, you don't call me that. So who the fuck are you talking to?
It was so much better than that from my point of view, because I think we were in your house. I think we were talking to your parents or something, and you were in front of me. And I was like, right, I can't call him Moots to his parents. They won't know who the fuck I'm talking about. So it's like, oh yeah, me and Lucas. And he just fucking turned 180 degrees. It's like, what did you call me?
I know that exact thing because I have a friend that I visited. I did some traveling towards the end of last year, and I ended up going to Tennessee for a little bit. It was nice. And I ended up visiting a friend. So I was visiting my significant other at the time, and we also visited like a few friends that were there, and like to me those two, like it's Fresh and it's Edge, and that's their names. That's not their names, but that's their usernames. And I hire one for art and I play League of Legends with the other because I have a problem. Please don't laugh at me, I'll cry.
Should I censor out the name of that game in post?
I mean, if you want, just like the League part, so it's like Beep of Legends. But basically I just kept calling her Fresh, and we stayed at her parents' house for a night because they were like a state away, and I was like, oh man, this is really cool. Oh goodness, her name is not actually Fresh, and I am uncomfortable calling her by her first name. Yeah, I'm just going to call her Fresh and hope that their parents don't know.
Yep.
And they didn't, which is cool, but no, I know the pain.
It's funny, we kind of worked out why that is though. It's not, I don't think it's because like you would have been more or less comfortable saying her name, because if you've known her for years, you would have adjusted to her actual name anyway. It's why I call Aaron Aaron, even though he is a username, and I call Moots Moots, even though he is a real name. Your brain will opt for whichever one has the least syllables. And if they have the same amount of syllables, your brain will opt for whichever one you already know. So Red's name is 2 syllables, but Red is 1 syllable, so we'll just call him Red. Aaron is 2 syllables. He used to go by Nurgle Boy. That's 3 syllables. Like, fuck am I using 3 syllables? That's too long. Moots is 1 syllable. Lucas is 2. Fuck that. That's too long. You know?
I just think
it's ergonomics.
I just think it's literally just like the one you use the most is the one people like refer to you by, because like, again, I have like a lot of friends that refer to me by Arthur, and I have a lot of friends that refer to me as Connor, and then like I have some people that like the second they learn that I'm Connor, it's like, oh, okay, that's the name they go by. I think it's that, but like it's not. Again, it doesn't matter. Call me whatever you want. You can call me Cameron. It's cool. I've been called that a few times. Like it's all canon at some point, right? Like in a multiverse, you know.
Somewhere you're Arthnor.
I don't like that one. It sounds like a racial slur of some sort, but okay.
Right, gentlemen, shall we move on to the models of the week?
For sure.
Yeah.
So, the first model of the week was chosen by Aaron, and this is from a user in our Discord called Minus Alistair. Aaron, would you like to run us through this?
It's just a very cool take on like an Emperor's Champion. It's just the Heresy Praetor Axe, shortened it down to be more like a one-hander / two-hander type of vibe. I like the sort of textured approach he's gone for on the armor, because that would have taken a good bit of fucking time as well. So just kind of like marbly in a sense.
It looks like he hasn't painted it. It looks like he's actually shaved it down. I think he has. Hold up. I actually think he has shaved it down.
No, I think it's had a contrast put over, so it's pulled, so it looks,
Hold up. I'm zooming in on it.
Oh, no, yeah, it's actually textured. Yeah, so on the model, it's actually bumped.
He's actually shaved down all the armor panels.
Yeah, so it just looks kind of sick. It's not an effect you see very normally, or like very often.
That is very unique. I like that a lot.
Yeah, no,
the back view on that right shoulder as well looks super tasty. I think he's just a cool guy.
Just a fella.
Very cool fella.
Excellent. Wonderful. Excellent job, Minus. Love it very much. Moving on to the next one. This was from Moots. Moots has picked up one by Nextron. We had featured Nextron almost a year ago, so wonderful seeing Nexus again. Moots, would you like to give us the rundown of this?
Well, yes. So, as he says himself, this is a dude like he converted over a year ago, but only now painted. And I mean, fuck, what? I mean, just look at this bad boy, fucking hell.
Wait, hold up. Did we feature this same model a year ago before it got painted? We did.
Fuck,
it's taken him a year to paint this. Holy shit.
Respect, honestly. You know what?
Next, what have you been doing, man?
I get it. I get that mentality. If it takes that long to paint, I got like a bunch of Creature Caster miniatures that I buy, and I'm like, I'm not going to paint these until I'm like capital R ready. Like I stare at them all day and I'm just like, you're going to be so pretty when I'm actually good at painting.
I cannot judge either. I have a big pile. I fucking bought a box, big Space Marine box that I haven't painted. It's like I bought it 2 years ago or something.
Tell them about my present and what you haven't done with it.
Oh yeah, no. So Aaron bought me a bunch of fucking a gnome army, and it's fucking amazing. It even has like a Gnomezilla, which is just gnomes stacked on top of each other to form a giant gnome. It's great. It's great. But yeah, back to the fucking.
Hasn't painted a single one. He's changing the topic.
I was trying to avoid that.
I'm gonna be straight with you. You hitting the G in that word is like slapping my brain like someone applying cold water to my back. So keep doing that. That's kind of fun.
I accidentally said it the correct way, and I was like, "Wait, no, I have to say the
nice
G."
Correction. Nice correction.
You got to stay Pavloved.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like how when you called McDonald's Big Macs, and ironically one time.
That was actually the
we were just talking. I think I was gaslighting you about how you always get a Big Mac. And then he sort of went, like, what'd you get at Big Mac's then? And I was like, at Big Mac's? What do you mean at Big Mac's? And he was like, you fuckers.
That's not even a bad name. Oh, good. But no, wonderful stuff next. It's good to have you back. It's good to see you painting again. The cape on this is astounding. Every inch of this model is just fully alive. Really, really great stuff.
Yep.
Agreed. Exceptional work indeed. I think he called it the Living Scythe or something. I think that's what he called the fella. I could be wrong.
I think you're correct. Yeah. No, I think you are correct.
The one thing that throws me through a loop on this model is the cactus on the back.
Yeah. It's adorable. I love it.
So good.
I love the fact it's the brightest part of the model.
Yeah, it really is.
Everything else is pretty grim, pretty gritty, pretty nice looking. It's like, oh look, it's a really nice little floral cactus.
You can be blooming. Chaos Space Marine and care about your succulents, all right? Those things aren't exclusive to one another, you know.
I killed a succulent. I don't know how the fuck I did it, but I've killed a succulent before. It was in my little oddish plant pot. It's fucking never stood a chance.
Did you overwater it? That's usually
I underwatered it.
How do you underwater a succulent?
I know, dude.
Right, moving on to the final model of the week. This one was suggested by Arthnor, and he has picked one from. Oh gosh, this is a name. Peeve. Oh god, give me a minute to read this.
Okay, I'm gonna be a dick and say that not half the reason, but like 25% of the reason I chose this one. I wanted you to try and say that username.
All right, no, I'm in. No, I'm fully on. Peeve Le Calipigian Goblin Girl.
Not bad.
I did that fine.
6 out of 10. We'll see.
6 out of 10.
The problem is I imagine you got to say it in a French accent, so that's where you fail.
Mm-hmm. By all means,
Le Califigien
I don't degrade myself.
So yeah, I did this quite literally. Well, there's a few reasons why. Again, partly because I just wanted to torment people with the username. Secondly, it's part of the running joke. Say the line, Bart. Like, that's me with Night Lords. It's like, whenever I see Night Lords representation, I have to be like, ooga booga. But no, for real. I like the majority of the details on display here. Also, I like the little, the red hands, because, the Sinner's red paint for, like, Night Lords is always, like, a fun detail that whenever someone puts it in, I'm like, there it is. It's like me fucking, like, snap my finger, like, over there. And then I point at it. It's also because I've had like a lot of the pieces of this model staring at me for like a little bit now because I'm working on the kilting, and I'm like, it's all good. White hair on a Night Lord. I could fuck with it. I could fuck with it.
No, I really like it.
Yeah,
that looks really great.
The whole model slaps, to be fair. The cape, especially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was what drew me to this one as well. Besides the fucking great metallic trimming, it really makes the blue and red shine through. I think it looks really wonderful, and that cape is fucking very nice icing on the cake.
Yeah, we need to show this one to Red when we're done here. I think he'd love this one.
For sure.
Right, gentlemen, shall we move on to our main segment of this evening?
No.
Fucking Jinx, you owe me a kiss on the mouth.
Oh. Come here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got a bit carried away there.
Never too excited, man. Yeah.
I guess you.
I should stop asking that. I do that every time. And I've noticed that as time goes on, I get more and more responses I don't want.
It's like you keep sticking your hand on the stove and then questioning why you get burned. It's like,
no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
I touched an iron fault 2 times as a kid, thinking it'd be different.
You can tell I ate Play-Doh. Right, shall we?
It wasn't different.
So, gentlemen, the way this is going to work, vaguely, in quotation marks, potentially, maybe, we'll see, is we are going to, each of us, starting with Aaron, going to propose our Primarch blunt rotation lineup. And why. Yeah? So, we'll start by naming the Primarchs one by one, going down what they are one by one, and then talking about the actual lineup. So, Aaron, would you like to go first?
Sure. Now, my circle will be like a medium sized. We got 5 people, myself included. All right. Setter.
You just want a Roban accent for this.
Let me explain. No, fucking the setter. Man, I trust the most of this. Probably knows where to get all the good shit. My boy Morty. Probably grows it himself.
On himself.
Straight from the fucking... you ain't gonna tell me there's a Primarch out there that knows where to get better fucking kush than the M-Man, alright?
I don't know, man. I remember one time, when I was living in Plymouth, I got some from a fella who was basically trying to ditch an entire ounce for dead cheap. And it's like, okay, well, why are you trying to pull off an ounce for basically nothing? And I looked at it, and it was basically orange. And my brother insisted we take it home, so we took it home, and it was completely orange. And before we did anything with it, I'm just like, hold up, I'm going to Google why is it orange. Anyways, as it turns out, when it goes orange, like that full orange, like that was not like a little bit of discoloration here and there, or like when it's purple and it looks a bit sticky, yada yada, but actual fully orange. Yeah, it turns out that was mold. Turns out if we smoked that, we'd have died.
Roll that shit.
And somehow I have a feeling that that's what Morty would do.
40k Morty, yeah, for sure. All right.
40k Morty gives you the moldy stuff.
Been in the batch a little bit too long, man.
30k Morty pulls out a briefcase that like you open it and you hear like a and it slowly opens and there's like smoke hissing out of it and like a nice little there's like a cold aura emitting from it. There's a blue light and everybody's like, dude, this is the parking lot of a fucking Waffle House. You gotta chill. Like, take 5% off of there, Geronimo. Like, we're not trying to discover a new continent or a new perception of reality. We're just trying to lighten the day up. So it's like Morty is your starter. Okay, so like by the end of this, you're going to be seeing red for 8 minutes straight and waking up in fucking Geneva.
As we can see and all agree, Morty, unparalleled product producer. Right? Man's got the goods.
Sure, I'll buy it.
Invited the dealer to the sesh. Always turns out great. Who's next? Who's next? I can't wait to see where this goes.
And then next up, we're going to have my boy Lorgar, alright?
Okay, yeah.
No, I actually can get behind that, because that dude's going to bring, like, some incense burners. It's going to be, like, kind of a spiritual event. I'm a big fan.
He sees the vision, and he knows stuff, man. People shit on him all the time, because he's the smallest, he's the weakest. Fuck that. Dude's got knowledge, right? Arcane arts.
the wisdom.
Yeah. He's also probably a little bit of a lightweight to shut on him myself a little bit, so he won't be having that much.
He's an efficiency pick. Very smart.
I don't even know if I'd say he's lightweight. I'd say
there for the experience.
He's got iron lungs.
You reckon?
And then we're going to throw in Magnus, alright, to pair with Lorgar with the arcane wisdoms.
Nah, man, nah. I had a thought about this. I love my boy Magnus, but fucking come on, this. If we have Lorgar, who's gonna be the nice, like he's gonna drop some very nice, like, esoteric knowledge in you. He's gonna make the experience like really nice. You're gonna feel like you're just receiving literally divine wisdom from him. Magnus the Red is just gonna be that uptight asshole who's just gonna try and talk you into the worst fucking trip you've ever been through. He's gonna be like, yeah, dude, we're gonna be fucking going through space, dude. We're gonna see the warp. Oh man, can't you see that? Oh shit. Yeah, can you see the space shark? It's coming right for you, dude. Whoa, watch out. You better be careful. And you're like,
See, counterpoint.
Arthur, what have you put in the references tab? As soon as someone said Magnus, he put this in.
I'm gonna bring it over here.
Look at the dog.
Pass.
What was it last time? There was something different last time as well.
The last time it was fucking Blark from Blark.
Again, pass.
Counterpoint to your one, Moots. Is he could do that, or because everyone's a little bit different when they do a bit of smoking. He could turn into a really cool guy and lose the uptightness and be like, "Fuck it, I'm being myself today," and he just starts conjuring up a really nice sort of like cosmic atmosphere, his fucking powers, envelops everyone, really nice pleasant trip, just astral ascendant, just
Astral ascendant.
You have to walk outside your body. You know what I mean?
I gotta state my piece later, but I'm just gonna counter the majority of your arguments now to be like, 1 second. Yeah, Magnus is gonna roll up and he's gonna be like, yes, I've smoked a lot of weed before. Check out my blunt, and he's gonna hand you quite literally this.
No, it isn't loading for me.
Is he gonna have the fishnet wrist wraps as well?
Nah, the shit's gonna look like this. He's gonna have a fucking sliced up Magic the Gathering card as the filter at the base, dude. I'm sorry.
Bro, this is just a sliced up fucking Elvish Mystic or something. Double down.
I'm gonna say my piece about Magnus later. We can't blow our load early. I'm just saying,
but my guy,
literally the guy that's gonna roll the worst blunt ever. I'm just saying.
Bad.
No, dude, because this man has knowledge more than only seconds like the Emperor, pretty much. This dude knows so much shit.
Dude, oh no, he's such
he
a
would know how to roll.
He's
That's
such
what I'm saying.
a prick. Oh no. He'll make it so bad for you.
I can't be the guy that hates Magnus. I go back every now and then. You know what? I go back every now and then, and I'm like, that podcast was really fun. And I'll go back and I'll be like, man, I was pretty funny. Every comment's like, Arthur really hates Magnus. I'm like, I said other things in there. I am a funny person who says funny things, not just about that red dickhead.
You are funny, Arthur. It's okay. It's okay.
There's more to me than Magnus, damn it!
I'll get there. I'll get to Magnus. We can't just pop it early. I'm just saying.
No. Come on, Aaron, forget you said Magnus, Aaron. Move on to the next one.
Oh no, Magnus is there.
Magnus is a key part. He's a key part.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry, girls. You're all pretty. I get my own turn later.
So the lineup so far is obviously myself, Morty, Lorgar, Magnus, and the last pick I've got on there, just to keep everyone on our toes a little bit, is I've got Alfarius in the list, right, boys?
Why?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you don't know if it's Alfarius or Omegon. Granted, one of them could be a dickhead, one of them could be really nice, but again, they know so much shit. Or at least they make them seem like they know so much shit. So I've got my little circle built around fucking knowledge and wisdom gaining and astral projections.
I'm starting to get the picture now. You're looking for... Okay, so your rotation is all about the conversation.
The spirituals, yes.
Are you not worried that some of your people are going to try and talk over some of the others a bit too much, though?
That's fine.
I mean, Alfarius obviously is going to cut his shit with ketamine. Lorgar is going to be burning incense that he brought from a planet you've never heard of. Mortarian's your start, so you're already off to a rocky footprint. And also, just so you know, Mortarian is really fucking racist, so that's going to get weird real quick.
It's 40K! They're all racist!
Also, dude, he hates Magnus. How the fuck is this a good idea? This is terrible.
They'll chill him out after smoking a little bit. It's fine, they'll get into it.
Well, not if Magnus is gonna pull on a fucking light show for everyone. He's gonna be that's gonna just be so messy.
Nah, he'll chill him out, man. He'll just get Barbus in the top, and Marty can have a little bit of a cry about it. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
be like, yeah, maybe I was too harsh, man. Maybe I was too harsh. And he'll be back in the room.
Oh, this is some deep thoughts. This is how the two of them get over the Counts of Nicaea. You force them into a room together and do this.
I was gonna swap out Alfarius for either Kurz or fucking.
What is this list?
What's he called? Not Kurz.
Corvus,
and have a full Psyker lineup. But I was it will get messy with the future site. That's gonna fuck things up. That's gonna ruin the groove a little bit.
Red is gonna kill you for mixing those two up. I'm just saying.
No. I wasn't getting them confused. It was either or. I just couldn't remember. Corvus.
I mean, I will give you credit. Putting Magnus and Mortarion in the same lineup is it's gonna make some tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna make some tea.
I didn't even realize it was fully chaos either. That wasn't even part of the plan. But I just wanted the sort of arcane sort of wisdom. It's like spiritual traveling going on when those fucking shit's passing around. Right? I just wanted to see things I'd never see before. I think it's a funny setup, and I think it'd work. To be fair, we've already discussed how Morty's bringing the good kush.
The Death Guard player chose an all chaos lineup.
Lorgar pulls out the sensory bits like the fucking incense, and Alpharius is just there to spark conversation, and we'll just get into it, man. It'd be fucking sick. I don't know.
I'm so conflicted.
See the vision, boys.
I'm so conflicted by your choices, especially fucking Alpharius. Like,
he's a little bit of a wild card, granted, but he'd bring interesting conversation, I think.
He is like, and I'm thinking about this because I was thinking of Alpharius as well, but then I was like, shit, dude is just gonna bring like the most, like he's gonna bring it straight from the source, and I don't think anyone would survive that.
Turns up with a potted weed plant, like,
straight from the garden. But it's like the capital G garden, you know.
I got this from Terra. You boys want some? Emperor's own stash.
There we go. From the vaults of Luna, hell yeah.
See, this is the thing, like, a little spoiler, Alpharius is not in my list. For the sole reason, like, I can see Alpharius being, like, turning up to the rotation and leaving after trying to sell his stash, and he successfully sells it to who have you got? He successfully sells it to Lorgar, and then he leaves before Lorgar gets a chance to open the obviously opaque black bin liner patented baggie, and opens it to find basil and oregano.
I was hoping you'd say like small white crystals in a glass pipe. like he, when you said smoke sesh, he was like, "Oh, I thought we was blowing the Lord's bubbles today." Like smoking filtered crack is his motif. I'm just saying.
But yes, my circle was built on gaining the arcane wisdoms.
No, you have a theme. You deserve credit for having a theme, mate. Honestly,
I do have a question.
Yeah.
How many are demons and how many are not? Because there is actually like 2 states of being for every person in there.
It's all 30k.
All 30k?
Cool,
okay, safe choice. Gotcha. The demon Primarch blunt rotation there would be. You wouldn't make it out alive, but you would have some shit to see. Like,
it would be one hell of a last experience.
That's the lot. I don't think it'd be a bad scene. To be fair, I think it'd be all right.
Arthur, would you like to go next?
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, so I misunderstood the assignment. We talked about this earlier because I just made a list of all of the Primarchs. And I made a list of like who's in, who's not, who's first, who's last, who's second, and everything in between as well as who's not. So I'm just going to give a breakdown of what I think would be the funniest.
Just have fun with it.
Okay.
It's all good.
So we're also going to implement this cute little game I like to have for these called the CCS, which is the Connor Cry Scale, which is which Primarch is the most likely to break down into ugly, dry, heaving sobs the second they green out.
No.
Let's find out. Starting off at number 1, the Dark Angels, more like Lionel Johnson. Mid. He doesn't care. He'll just show up and give you the most serviceable shit you've ever seen, and then be like, it's fine. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't share any good stories, whatever. Fulgrim. Oh, by the way, on the Cry scale, Lion, Depends when you get him. Like 40k line. Oh man, well the 2 tokes deep, he is breaking down and saying the most regrettable shit of his life.
He might finally mention that one guy he punched in the face to death for no good reason.
Yeah, he'll probably be like, man, Lehman was a cunt, but I love that man. Like, he would say shit like that. Second Primarch, Fulgrim, not invited. Not invited at all, and I think that's going to be a commonality between all of us, because as much as we all want to say, yeah, he'd have the greatest drugs, no, he'd be the guy at the party that would bring too many things. He would bring too many things, use one, and then the entire time be like, I'm so high, guys, oh my god, like, that'd be him. He would just get absolutely white girl wasted in front of everybody, and then talk about how he crushed up Adderall and snorted it one time, and it was the great. He's not invited. He's lame. No one likes him. Then we got...
Can't argue with that.
So on the cry scale, 10 out of 10. Going to cry every time. No exception. For no reason. He'll just do it. Because it's something he likes, I guess. Perturabo. He's in. I don't care. He's somewhere. He has to be in the rotation. I have to know. That's literally it. I don't care if it's bad or good. It's something. Like on the Connor cry scale, it's like a 1 and a 10 at the same time. I have no idea. But like on the Connor, he's going to eat the roach when he's done scale, he's also a 10. Like, he's going to do that. Like, I don't know. He'll probably. I feel like he'd be the guy that would smoke it down to the base, eat the roach, sit there for 5 minutes, and then he'd just start crying and not change his expression and talk like nothing was happening, but he'd just be like sobbing and nothing. When everybody would be like, "Hey, are you crying?" He's like, "No." That's it. That's why I don't want to see that, because I want to see what he has to say. Leman Russ.
Good answer.
I mean, like, it's super WYSIWYG. It's like, what you see is what you get. The man probably has smoked more weed than every Primarch combined. Maybe Jagatai edges him out on quality, but like, he's part of the faction that is the only Space Marine faction to find a way to actually get Space Marines drunk by almost killing them. So the man would just like fucking take everything, and now he's the guy showing up with the brownies and the benign red liquid that's like, no, I made punch with the
benign red liquid.
Yeah.
You know, after you said that Perturabo ate the roach, I was really expecting you to say that Lehman just ate the whole fucking thing.
Nah.
I was really waiting for that.
So to give you an idea, my idea of Lehman is like one of my best friends is Nick, and we used to go to the gym together. And this is kind of my impression of Lehman, and this is a good thing and a bad thing, but it's a good thing. But like, we would go to the gym, and this man was a electric cabbage, the devil lettuce connoisseur, if you will. So we go to the local native reserve nearby, because there's just like weed shops on every corner. And there's this local area was just known for it, and we'd go there, and he'd go to this one place and come out, and he'd have this like vial of like red liquid, and all it would say was like there was like masking tape on it with just fruit punch written on it, and there was a receipt that came with it that was like a chemical breakdown of it. It was like, it actually said, depending on where the liquid was poured, it was between 25 milligrams worth of THC to 200. And
what the fuck?
And we had a 45-minute drive home. He looked at me and said, I guess we're on a time limit now, but as he just drank the whole thing, and I'm like, oh, Nick. That's Lehman. That's Lehman all the way, not crying. He's just going to do some shit that you're going to remember, and not because it's good. It's shit that's like, it's going to end well, but you're going to be like, fuck. The entire time. So Lehman is in or out depending on what he brings. Just like a batch of brownies, and you're like, oh, how much you put in there? He's like 10 milligrams. And you go fuck yourself, that's 10 milligrams. Okay. Okay.
Caught me off guard there.
Rogel Dorn. Nothing. He just bring the most placid shit. He's not showing up. He's not in my circle.
I don't think he even uses.
Doesn't smoke.
Yeah, I don't think he even uses. He's like no.
Okay, we have to make a few exceptions here. This is the universe where they do smoke weed enough for us to justify making the circle. So if Rogal Dorn was to smoke any kind of weed, it would be the most regimented every day at 6 p.m. just before bed. It's going to be the most perfect, I don't know, like indica in the morning, sativa in the evening. Like, it's going to be that kind of, like, it's that mentality of, like, I have it regimented. It's going to be serviceable. He's just going to be like, this is my normal routine. It's not whatever.
This might come up later. But even if that's true, but let's say that is true, Rogal Dorn is going to roll consistently the best boosts.
That's just going to be a square.
For the roll quality, they are going to be utterly solid.
I think it's going to be like... It's going to be it's going to burn the absolute best, you know. That's
what I mean.
It's so smooth.
Start to finish, it's going to look factory quality.
No, so... But I think actually Perturabo is the one who rolls the actual best ones, even if he's a total...
Nah, Perturabo bongs exclusively. There's no way in fuck he rolls. Perturabo is ripping the pill, start to finish, no doubt.
Imagine Perturabo is just like inhaling and then not exhaling, and everybody there was like, "Dude, holding it in doesn't do anything. Stop!"
He's got an actual black and yellow hazard striped bong. And it's the size of a car exhaust.
Barabas D'Antioch walks in and he just looks at him real quick and goes, fuck, he's gonna tell my dad. Okay, then we get to the one that I have been sitting on so many jokes for the longest time. Conrad Kurz is the blunt rotation. He gets his own day. And by the way, this entire circle for me, I am not partaking. I am just watching. Because I want you to know, Kurz smoking anything, in my mind, has two paths. You know that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh card that's, like, split paths? Is like, one is, like, the stormy and dark castle, the other one's, like, a field.
Yeah.
It's, like, on one end, this shit's gonna end like the Mandela catalog. It's, like he's just gonna, like, one toke turns all gray, disappears, and you're like, oh, fuck. And then, like, you get a phone call, and for some reason it's in the same voice as your grandmother who's been dead for like 5 years. Like that's the shit that I see happening. Like, it's because you're giving someone something that's known for giving people new ideas, and this person's really not good when you give him new ideas. So, like, it's that shit. There's going to be, like, bodies of things you don't even remember. Your pets are missing from their graves. It's like, that's the shit. But on the other end, you get him in the right mood. And the timing's right. The setting, you're in the middle of a forest. There's creeks, there's mushrooms. It's like middle of spring. Y'all are just chilling. You went to, like, I don't know, the Kroger that day, and you got some, like some nice snacks, some fucking, I don't know, chips. I don't know what I don't know. What does Kurz eat other than people? We have more examples of him eating people than not people. and
that's a fair point.
You get him in
he's
there.
Not telling any lies.
And I'm not joking. In my head, if you get everything perfect, it's just Dracula flow. Like, he's going to be spitting bars. like you're going to hear "this shit ain't nothing to me, man" at least 5 times. So this is what
I took a perk 38.
You know what? I was initially going with the stance that just like Lion, or Dorn, he doesn't participate, but that actually, I buy that. That reasoning,
right? So this was the joke that I was like, if you guys didn't know Dracula Flow, I was going to force you all to watch 20 minutes of Dracula Flow mid podcast. But yeah, no, there's no way he's gonna be like, I only pay in cash. The only time I used card was when I was slicing a piece of funnel cake and I borrowed my like he'd go into these stores. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You are literally scaring the hose right now. But like, keep going because it's Kurz.
It's
you
really
can't
funny.
So
it's really funny you mentioned Dracula Flow and Conrad. We have a guy in our Discord called Barben. Love that guy. But he's worked his arse off, I think, to make an entire Sevatar flow, which is just Night Lord
It's great.
Dracula flow.
Hold on, I'm going to send that to you after this. You'll like it.
I'm a big fan. Nah, Dracula Flow is like, it's peak Kurz if like the demons, like he didn't let them win for once.
Is the lettuce the answer to save Conrad? Is that what they're saying? Is that how? Holy shit!
I mean, if he just had a therapist, he'd be fine, and they'd probably give him he'd just give him some anti-anxiety pills, and he is fine. Like, Kurzov the Zan is like probably the best Primarch out there because he realizes that negotiation is in fact an option, and being a 12 to 13 foot tall Dracula does kind of speed things along a bit, depending on who you ask. So who's next? Sanguinius, serviceable. He just show up with like, oh, we've got gold paper. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. Like, right?
For some reason, it's like red color. Like it is like red colored, and you're like, what the hell is this, man? It's like, no, I added my special sauce in there. Don't you worry. And you're like,
You'll never guess what
I don't like this.
You'll never guess what I watered this with. And I'm there. Everybody in there was like, yeah, we know exactly what you watered this with. You have one thing. Starts crying. Oh yeah, so Kurz on the cry scale is a 1 or a 10, depending on which scenario we do. Or both. Who knows? You could do both. Rogoldor not crying. Lehman Russ probably not crying. Sanguinius definitely crying. So much crying. like uncomfortably ugly, like his makeup's running crying.
Well, if Conrad's curse a cure for his tormenting visions is the boof, then the opposite is true for Sanguinius. He's just gonna suddenly get totally lost in his visions. He's gonna like, no, I don't wanna. He's just having a bad trip, honestly.
See, that's it. Sanguinius doesn't start crying. He just whiteys like instantly. He just fully starts retching. No tears, just straight to the toilet. Straight to the toilet. 100%.
Yeah. Ferrus Manus. He would have such a skewed perception of what a good sesh with the boys is that he'd probably bring like a 100% THC. Shit looks like a stone that he has to grind up in a glass with a mortar and pestle.
Nah. Like Ferrus Manus is the dad that smokes. He didn't. He never smoked anything until he was in his late 30s, but somehow has still smoked more than anyone you know. That's Ferrus Manus. Thinks he knows everything, thinks he is the best, is admittedly pretty good, not the best, but is always smart. I tell you what, Ferrus Manus turns up to smoke when he's fishing. I'm calling it now. He turns up with a fishing hat, cargo shorts, and a vest.
He disappears onto the lake for like 8 hours, and you're like, where the hell did it go?
Comes back with the biggest pile of fish you've ever seen.
God damn! I've never seen Ferrus as the fishing dad, but it sort of works.
I don't know, man.
He just swaps out his backpack guns for like fishing rods and fucking bait boxes and shit.
I'm just saying that, like, on the list of like Primarchs most likely to inject pure black tar heroin, he's on the list. He's not high on it, but he's on it.
No. Why is he on that list? Why do you have that list?
Can you guess who number 1 is?
I don't want to.
Bet you can't. Okay. So yeah, on the list of on the Connor cry scale, he ain't crying. He's actually negative on the list because if he shows up, you're too afraid to. He'll rip out your eyes and give you new ones. And Angron, not invited. There's no special reason here. There's no funny joke. Angron, he doesn't smoke. He eats it. He will eat it. Hand him another one and be like, "Oh no, you gotta let." No, he'll eat the one before he finishes the explanation. If you're like, "Okay, let's try bongs," he'll eat the bong too. Glass doesn't mean nothing to him. The man's a dog. He is in fact biting the fart bubbles in the bath when you're not looking. Like,
no.
Now is this 30k or 40k, Angron?
Yep. What? It only gets worse. This.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Aaron, what are you thinking? I need to know. What are you thinking? What does this mean?
When you said that, I was thinking Demon Prince Angron, because it's...
What?
He has to.
What difference does it make?
Angron's entire
life.
Angron's
a lot more reasonable, I believe.
Okay, like Angron's entire life is described as all gas, no brakes. It just keeps going. The train never stops. Like it just gets worse. Like I remind you that it's a canon event in his life that he created a sword by taking a red hot piece of iron and forging it by beating another thing to death.
It was a keeper secret. Yeah. So yeah, no, true. He did do that, but that was he was off his fucking booth at the time, man. Right?
I don't think there's enough nose ponies, electric candy. There's not enough zonkies in the world to calm this man down. I don't think it's possible for him to slow down. Now, if you think that's stuff,
Angron's definitely more of a coke guy. Yeah,
Angron on coke. Okay, bold. Let's see how that pans out.
That's definitely more his preference, because he wouldn't like downers. He'd be more of an uppers kind of guy.
Yeah, you want to see Angron, but a little bit more jazz to engage with the day, right?
If anyone needs downers, it's Angron. Jesus Christ, why would you want to
have
put
no
him
effect? They do nothing to him.
No. Oh god, the only thing for Angron is Xanax and a lobotomy. There's nothing else.
We already got one of those. Like
finish the job.
Like, oh shit, Angron's here. Oh, cool. Not on the benzos. We need to fucking leave.
Oh, fucking
is he sober? Yes. Move.
We get out to leave now. Hey guys, I brought my own. It's just like a bunch of torture tools, no drugs, just torture tools. Just like he also misinterpreted what you meant by a sesh. It's rough. On the cry scale, he's a 14 because he makes everyone else scared. Like he's the Danny Brown of like scaring the hoes music. Like he has a proximity effect. He has a Primarch aura of scaring the hoes wherever he goes.
You almost did a fucking Dr. Seuss.
Like his idea of music to listen to when just off your rocker is like Death Grips and Nightcore back to back on a randomized playlist. It is Anxiety Attack the playlist.
I don't actually hate the idea of that. I feel like, well, no, hear me out, right? I feel like getting down with Angron in this illicit capacity would be amazing if you were 1 mile away from him with a pair of binoculars.
Okay, so
like a telescope.
Yeah.
As a visual spectacle. You know,
like an atom bomb you're dropping on some unsuspecting populace, right?
It's just like a paid-for event. You've got like 10 telescopes, some seats, like drinks, and you just see Angron just fuck around with a bunch of different drugs a mile away. It's like, what the fuck is he doing now?
Coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb.
It just gets really dark. Dude just starts like frothing at the mouth, fucking holding his phone, just passing out. Oh fuck, he's OD'd. Shit. Got what I paid for, I guess.
Foaming at the mouth, just like I read out for 8 minutes straight. I woke up in Geneva. God damn it, I did it again.
I don't know if you guys seen the video. It's like a video from a game where you're like up in a tower and you're like zooming in, like and taking photos of like this group of people like around the fire. And as soon as you click the photo, like they all turn around, like start walking towards you. That's sort of how I imagine it would be with Angron. You're like sitting there with your binoculars, like like click a photo, and then he just turns around straight to you and disappears into the forest, and you're like, oh no.
It's the Fallout notification of like you can't sleep when there are enemies nearby. Yeah. Okay, so Angron is just not allowed in for the obvious reasons. Like, there's no funny bit here. It's just he'd eat a few people. He'd eat the weed. D's, the Wheat Bix. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Okay, next up we got Rabute Gilliman, the most serviceable Ultra Boof you've ever had. Just
Ultra Boof.
The McCraggy harvest was good this year, so he decided to break out. Like again, it's like how I describe Mortarion. It's just like the like you pull out like a canister and you'd be like, okay, it's like cool. It's like the White Claw of like going to a session.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, it'll do the job, right?
It's just got like the Ultramarines logo embossed on the inside of it somehow. Where he's like pushed it through on one side. How the fuck has he done this?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
He's got his own grinder, which is just the Ultramarine symbol on it.
God, I can't wait to take the toke from the Ultra Bomb.
Yeah, man. The Ultra Crackle
plated.
Let's go.
He'll say the dumbest shit too. He'll be like, "Well, did you know that if you have a hybrid strain, it's actually the best of both?" And then he'll just go on like this like rant about it. It's like, "Oh, cool. That's what we wanted to know. Thanks."
You're sober by the time he finishes talking.
Yeah. He's invited, but he's like tail end. Just when we're like, "Okay, we got all the interesting fellers out of the way." Mortarion. Oh, on the cry scale. Bored to tears, I guess, but like, nah. He's like, I like Rabute Gilliman. I like him. He's cool. He gets too much shit, but like, nah. At the illicit substances session, he's not invited, or he's invited. He's just boring. Mortarion also, I would say he's in like a similar category to Angron, where he's not invited, but because I can guarantee you. This man is bringing heroin. Like, I'm sorry. He is not bringing what you want. He is going to bring crack. He is going to bring freebase. He's going to bring the worst shit. Like, he's going to bring stuff that you're like, oh, we can't. I mean, I get it. You can, if that's what you're into, like, sure. And like, if he does bring some of that green. I sound so white. I'm sorry. It's like I've gone to a lot of parties where people were like that, and I'm like, oh, I know "Toxic" by Britney Spears is your favorite song, drunk lady. I'm so glad that you enjoy it. But like, he's gonna bring something that like you're gonna see it, and it's like, oh, why is it gray with like white specks in it? And he's like, no. Trust me, it's great. And then you find out later it's like laced with fentanyl. It's like, thanks. You killed half the party, but I guess it was cool while it lasted.
But I think personally, like, so I have a weird story that I've heard from a friend of mine. I think Mortarion is the kind of dude who would just straight up drink oil. He would just
yeah, and he'd say something cringy afterwards, like, a fine vintage. You'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Mortarion's the only Primarch who has a Discord kitten.
No, dude, he doesn't deserve that.
Oh yeah, the Discord kid never seen a photo of them. It's actually some guy named Gerald from like Utah.
No, I mean, you say that like Perturabo isn't fucking begging for attention any chance he fucking can, right?
No, it's actually just Alfarius pulling a prank.
Okay. Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Alfarius is back in the rotation.
No, Alfarius is always in the rotation. See that
confrontation.
You just never know when.
Yeah. Oh god.
So you imagine if instead of that fucking cup of poison, he just brings this fucking super ornate, weirdly looking bomb to his most trusted. It's amazing. He's like, I have a whiff of this. It's a really sweet.
This is when you takes a hit from it. Comes back out, exhales as a plague marine. Fuck, dude. Shit.
Say something stupid beforehand, like, fetch me the apparatus. And then it just be like the most dirty, grimy, unclean fucking 3 foot tall off the floor, like shit that he got from a store that he thought was cool, but like everybody's like, you gotta clean those. He's like, nah, it adds flavor. And I'm like, that's why you sound like that.
Does he drink the bong water? Is that what we're saying?
like a giant, disgusting drinking straw. They're like, oh, he lights it and then just, and it's all gone. It's down there. One gulp, gone.
That's what's in the chalice he offers his Marines, is his fucking leftover bong water.
Mortarian's dirty bong water. That's a
noble delicacy. Yes.
It's good. It's good.
No.
It's good.
I've just had an epiphany.
Yeah.
You know when Angel Exterminatus, when Perty beats the fuck out of Fulgrim?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now with that in your mind... I don't know why I find this so funny. Imagine Perty turns up to the party with a bong, right?
Yeah.
And it's shaped like a bolter.
Uh-huh.
He makes a beeline for Fulgrim. He says, you gotta try this bong. And he gives it to Fulgrim. He says, you put the bolter in your mouth and you pull the trigger to light it. It just blows Fulgrim's face.
I think the funny part of this is actually the reaction of everybody else in the room. Where they're like, what did you want? What? Okay, well, the session is over. Like, what did you want to accomplish? He's like, I thought it would be funny. No, it's not. You literally that's just murder. We had only 20 of those. Now there's 17.
Oh god.
Okay, we're almost through. We're almost through.
This is... Oh god, yeah, please.
It's gonna get worse. I'm sorry, because we all know who's next. So Magnus the Red of Prospero.
You sure you don't want to save Magnus for the end?
No, yeah. Okay, Horus Lupercal. No, okay. Okay. So, if you'll allow me to go on an aside.
Please, do.
One of the things that I like to think about me as a person that I hold in the highest regards is my level of consistency.
Sure.
My personality and my sense of self, my concept of self, my very ego, the psychic glue that holds my being together, I like to think is pretty rock solid. I will change my opinions as I come up with new information, and if I don't come up with new information, then my opinions usually stay the same, and that's pretty cool.
Sure.
So with that in mind, I think my opinion of Magnus the Red is the same. Same as it always has been. I have engaged with numerous pieces of Magnus media since the last time I was on here, which was quite a long time ago, if I'm being honest. And I will say, Magnus sucks. Magnus is not allowed at the blunt rotation. Magnus, if Aegon is not allowed at the blunt rotation because he is scaring the hose personified as a person, Magnus is annoying the hose personified. He's annoying the everyone personified. He is going to show up and think that he knows so much more than you. And he might. But I don't care, because he's being a dick about it. He will show up with not a bong, not a buster, not anything. He will show up with the most elaborate 18-foot tall, perfectly scientifically created hookah with like the most insane stems made out of gold filigree that he had, like, slaves died to make this thing. It takes 5 servitors to operate, and he brings it out, and he looks at everybody and is like, oh, if you want, there's a repository for everybody's that they brought. You don't have to use yours. And we're all like, thanks, we're fine. He's like, no, trust me, this amplifies the effects, we promise. And he's like, yeah, no, it's fine. He's like, no, there's warp crystals in there. We powered it with the familiars. It's great. I made an agreement with a warp deity to power this thing. It's actually like super cool. You should try it. Watch. And he like inhales, he blows a smoke ring. It's like fucking purple and it turns different colors and shit. And it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, Magnus. I'm fine with this. And he points to like, what's his name? The worst joint ever again. Who was it that made that? Magnus. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I forgot that I also made that joke about Magnus. So Magnus is both. We're taking that one in. This is why he brought the pipe, by the way. So they would point to the worst joint ever and be like, we'd prefer that over that actual tech heresy that you made just for like a smoke sesh with the boys. I'm saying he's a pretentious, egotistical red dickhead who thinks he knows better than everyone else. And he totally co-opted pieces of Ahriman's nice vineyard just to grow some of this shit. And Ahriman couldn't say no. It's his dad. So we all know that there was a bit of like a friction-y bit there. So when the rubric happened, Ahriman was kind of sad, but he kind of knew that it was for the best. And he still was a little bit upset that Magnus did that to him all those years ago because Ahriman is a bit of a teetotaler, you know, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He just likes a little bit of wine from time to time because he's built like a 40-year-old white woman, but that's okay. We all can enjoy a little bit of red wine from time to time. A little bit of Chardonnay for the garden, why not? But no, Magnus is like, oh, if you don't like Merlot, and we're like, Merlot, fuck, dude, come on. And yeah, Magnus not in the rotation because he'd be super annoying about it. Where's my Tylenol? I have a headache now.
This is what I mean. I would not want him on board either. Fucking shit, motherfucking Magnus is gonna bring like the Prospero haze, and he's gonna be like, shit guys, this is the best shit ever, I swear, it's like perfectly made, just genetically, magically, and on every shit, like, you shouldn't smoke that typical boring ultramarine haze, I don't know, and he's just gonna be so fucking obnoxious. I don't want him on board.
We got 5 left, unless if you think the bit's going on too long, we can cut it short.
Nah, fuck it, keep going.
Hell fucking yeah.
Keep going.
We're back in the room.
So are we back from a warp dilation, or what? What's the bit we're going with here?
Tom's shit dilation is the accurate answer.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Fucking Tom has just been visited upon by Nurgle, and we had to take a short toilet break in order to make sure.
I needed one of those contraptions that's described as very human.
Visited by the ghost of Shitmas Past.
No, it was the ghost of Shitmas is yet to come.
Not the ghost of Shitmas Future. That one's for some reason wearing a Burger King outfit. That's unfortunate. I guess Whopper Wednesday's not for the boys anymore.
Whopper Wednesday? What the hell is that?
It's not worth it. I hope it doesn't go anywhere else. Burger King sucks. Burger King is... Burger King just sucks. If this is your PSA for people who are listening, Burger King blows. The burgers suck. The food sucks. The fries are okay. The mac and cheese is an absolute atrocity. Every time I go there, it's like the worst experience I've ever had at a fast food place. I'm like, hey, could I get an ice cream cone? How could you fuck up an ice cream cone? And it's like, it's powdery. How do you have powdery ice cream? And I'm like, oh, could I get a burger? And they're like, what kind of burger? I'm like, I don't know, what's the basic one? Like, Whopper. Like, it tastes like the cream patty that they had in that, like, one episode where SpongeBob got, like the Krusty Krab got corporatized. You know, when it's like the goop that comes out and they, like, paint it to look like a burger? That shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hate Burger King so fucking much. And I get sick every time I go there. I got the chicken fries. I go home. I vomit. Aggressively.
What the hell? What the fuck do they put in the fucking Burger Kings in the fucking Canada? What the hell? I've never had a bad experience with Burger King. Fucking not sponsored here or anything, but I mean shit.
I mean, Burger King gives me the squirts real bad.
The squirts. Oh god.
Is it only good in Sweden? What the hell is going on? Like, I mean, it's not great. There are way better places in Sweden.
What? It's fucking Max. You got Max. That's just better Burger King, man. Like 100 times.
Yeah. I mean, it's better everything, to be honest. But you know, I'm biased.
No, I am as well. After fucking going to one enough times,
Yeah, buddy. Gonna get the rest of the team to try it, so
those
we
can
3
a.m. Max trips
convert them.
One of the highlights of my trip. Fuck.
Yes. I should also note that Burger King has the absolute worst menu options ever for promos. I know we're supposed to be talking about Primarks and their smoky bits, but like, I just want to point out that this is not fake. This is a real burger. This is a Burger King thing. This sucks.
Also, their veggie options are atrocious. Fucking filth.
The subdued rage.
The silence of fury.
No, I'm just gonna burn myself out if I start talking about Burger King. This is actually a common topic for me. Like, I have a friend of mine. We went to a place. This is a tangent, and then I'm gonna get back. I promise. I'm sorry. I'll hold your hand through all of it. I'll guide you. It'll be great.
Common topic.
Like, I just got back from a trip, and like, a buddy of mine, he's like, "Oh, I really want to go to Burger King." I'm like, "We could go to Burger King here. I hate Burger King. Let's not go to Burger King. We got like so many like breakfast places. We got like this taqueria that like I've been to once. They have like." This shit is like $30 Canadian. That's way too fucking much. But they're like, oh yeah, we just make like a birria taco. Like, we'll shave the steak in front of you too and cook it on stone. I'm like, that amazing. Everything's made fresh. Went there, it was great. Went to like a breakfast place, whatever. And like the 1 minute I left him unguarded, and I was like, I'm gonna go play Magic Commander at like the local store here because they invited me, and I want to schmooze the locals and shit. And I left, and I came back, and there were fucking Burger King bags all over my fucking hotel room that I was sharing with them. I was like, dude, you had so many options. There's a Cora's down the road. You've never been to a Cora's. Why'd you go to Burger King? He's like, the Roadhouse King. I'm like, yeah? I hate Burger King.
We had the same thing in Nottingham last year when we couldn't decide on what to eat at the Airbnb. And someone, I don't know who it was, but someone said, oh yeah, there's a Five Guys. Was there Five Guys? No, there was a TGI Fridays down the road. And we got it. And it's over a year later, and Red still hasn't stopped giving a shit for getting TGI Fridays.
Yeah, oh my god, that's funny.
To be honest, I fucking agree. That burger I got from there, absolutely fucking atrocious. I was expecting something big. I've eaten at TGI before. You get like big fucking burgers. It was like not even the size of my palm.
Yeah.
It was so sad. It was so sad.
I get it though. I get going to places that you've never been to, even if it's mundane. Like, I went on a literal pilgrimage to go to like the Rainforest Cafe in America, because there's only like 10 of those left, and I had to see how bad it was. Terrible. Was not worth the money. Don't go to Rainforest Cafe. Go for the vibes. Don't stay for the food. But speaking of going for the vibes and not staying for the food, Horus Lupercal. That's a dark one.
Horus Lupercal.
That's what we were talking about. Oh.
The man himself. Yes.
The transition only made sense to people who could connect the dots. Can you connect the dots? So Horus Lupercal is invited for the first 30 minutes, and then he has to go, because same with everything he does. It's like, if he's put on any level of pressure, he will fold immediately, and we will all point and laugh, and then he will kill everyone. There is no in between. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. I don't make the rules. And then we have Lorgar Aurelian. Hot take, probably like top 5. I got the feeling like he's from that Colchian desert culture shit. He's gonna show up and he's gonna be like, oh yeah, I've got these like modified incense burners. Like, he's gonna be like, oh, also I got this like leaf blower that I modified with duct tape and a traffic cone. Give me everything you have, I will make you see God. like he'll emerge, like he'll show up in like a limousine, and you're like, oh, I didn't even know they made those in Primark sizes. Who the fuck is driving it? And you see like, I don't know, like some smaller version of Lorgar that's also a Marine that has to use like stilts to push the pedals and shit. Yeah, that's the guy. Nah, I don't think Argyle Tall would involve himself in this. He's too dignified, and. So like he'd pull up, but like you wouldn't see Lorgar as he like opened the door because he was prepared for the ritual aspect of this. Like the door would open, and it's like how I described the suitcases in every other case, just like as like smoke would start billowing out. He'd come out, but it looked like he was floating. Like you wouldn't see his legs moving. He just like kind of like he'd float out, and you find out it's like Grav Tech later. He prepared for this because man's a pregame master. Like you wouldn't believe on another goddamn level. and like he'd show up, he'd bring out the leaf blower machine. It'd look ratchet as all hell, but like it'd work. Like, and he'd stuff like he'd ask, like he'd like snap his fingers and Corpharaon to be like, "May I offer you some things, me lord?" And he'd bring out a duffel bag full of 5 pounds of weed, and like by the fistful, he'd just start feeding it into the machine, not even asking everybody. He'd be like, "No, trust me, this is gonna be good." And everybody'd be like, "Oh my god, oh goodness." Angron is foaming at the mouth and eating a couch cushion in the background. He'd like start blowing this like purple mist throughout the room. It'd be like super gentle, and then he'd pull out like candles that were like scented, and it wouldn't even be like a cloying scent. It'd be like, "Oh, this is rosewood. Oh, this is Lotara Saren's farts." It's like, I don't know, just fucking put them here. There's like stuff that other people want to smell. Not me. Not me. It's like, it's beautiful, and everybody'd be like, "Man, this is really nice." He's like, yeah. So, have you heard about my religion? And then he convert everybody without. This is like some like Jonestown shit. Like he'd be like, "Oh man, this is like, I mean, this shit. Hey, yo, Lehman, this shit making sense." He's like, yeah, and then it's like next thing you know, it's like Pacific Rim 3, The Return of Christ. Like you got the mechs outside. It's like, right, and like that's why Lorgar is kind of up there for me. He's up there.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
For sure.
On the note of the leaf blower machines, I saw a video the other day of someone putting their granny in one of those, and she just came out of that with her eyes the size of fucking small water balloons. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he hotboxed the room, and when the haze clears, everybody's just like, "Nah, we're cool with this. This is maybe we were too harsh." Yeah, Monarchio, that was mean. We're sorry. And he'd be like, he wouldn't even accept your apology, and you'd be okay with it. It's crazy. Vulcan's just cool. He just shows up. He'd bring something to be called. We call this the Dragon of Nocturne, and we'd be like, and we'd be like elbowing each other, and he'd be like, and then Angron would be like, "Oh," outside because we didn't invite him.
Then Vulcan would just turn up with like this master crafted eloquent fucking bong, like the best bong in the fucking universe because he made it himself.
He brings the goddamn pipe, and that shit burns your throat like nothing else, yo.
Like the horn of winter, just like one pop and you're dead, but it's the greatest moment of your life.
He's like the gear man. He's got the best grinder, he's got the best bong, he's got the best pipe, he's got it all because he fucking made it all.
He's marinated his fucking grinder.
So, next up, Corvus Corhax. He'll show up, you just won't know.
He's got a
reputation to uphold. I like this idea that him and Lorgar get along on this one instance specifically because, like, the cloud, the haze dissipates, and you just, like, he appears, and that's when Corvus shows up, like a super villain emerging from the mist. And that's when he hands you a syringe and doesn't tell you what's in it, and you're like, "Oh my god, yes, I must." he'll like disappear, you inject it, nothing happens, you're just like, "Yes, I must go kill several government leaders."
I have to censor you saying that?
I don't know. Not government leaders in 40K for legal reasons. That's a joke for legal reasons. That's a joke for legal reasons. That's a joke.
Oh god, who do you have left?
Alfarius Omegon, and I missed a Primarch intentionally, and none of you called me out for that, and y'all are assholes for that.
Who did you miss?
I missed Jagatai, I believe. I mentioned.
I was just gonna say, was it?
Are you just saving the best for last?
Exactly. So Alfarius and Omegon, nah, they're bringing crack. Like they're bringing crack and LSD specifically to do some like Project Bluebird shit on you. Like they're just like, we have heard of this. like they'll see, they'll show up with that mentality, and the second everybody's in like a relaxed state, they'll just walk over and just be like, you should try this, and then they'll just hand you like a little blotter paper, and then they'll be like, nah. Now they'll just like flash a light in your face and be like, now where were you on LA? That's what they're going to do. Like, if they're not invited, they still show up. that's them.
Of course. No, I imagine Alfarius and Omegon to be like very 50-50. I didn't put them on my list, spoilers, you'll see what I got later. But I imagine you're either getting like Alfarius, and he's going to be the most chill dude, you know. He'll bring some really, really good stuff, and you'll be like, where the hell did you get this, dude? And he'll be like, I can't talk, I can't tell. And
that's all this shit from Fulgrim when he wasn't looking.
But then you have Omegon, and he'll like tell you the same story, but what you don't know is that he's actually just dipped this shit in LSD, and you'll actually just go through the worst.
Bro, this shit better not be late. Yeah.
He's the one who's gonna strap you to that fucking chair. Is gonna start asking you, what do the numbers mean, Jason?
Yeah. They're not invited, but I don't get a choice in the matter because they know about it and they're already in my house. And then last but certainly not least, Jagatai, number one coming. And I think everybody can agree that, like, if you have any ounce of sense, Jagatai is coming because he's also first, because he has the best traits of every other Primarch only in this regard. It's so insane. Because, like, he'll bring some, like, weird shit. Like he'll bring like this massive hookah pipe, but it's like carved out of like a nice wood and lacquered to be bright red, and like everything's made out of like natural fibers and shit. It's like kind of ugly to look at, but like it's nice and it's like worn down. You can tell it's been used. He brings just shatter, like it just not even anything special. He just brings like a bottle of shatter, and you're like, oh. Cool. And he's like, yeah. And then for the next like 4 hours, whether you wanted to or not, you are going to hear the greatest Mongolian war stories you have ever heard in your life. And everybody's into it. Like, it doesn't matter. You could bring Conrad. He's still gonna be like on a horse. Like you'll catch him off guard. It's gonna be great. He's number one. Like, he'll be super relaxed. He'll get you to a nice place. He'll tell you nice stories, and like when it's done, he won't overstay Fulgrim, and and it's gonna be great. So like, if I was to do like an actual rotation, just for the lulz of just like I'm not participating, I'm watching. It's gonna be like Jagatai at number 1, Perturabo second, ooh, tone setter. Third one's going to be the Lion, gotta keep Perturabo in check. Fourth one is, it's going to be Vulcan, just because, you know, it's a nice way to end it. Fifth one, fuck it, Angron, because I just want to see what happens.
I mean, I think that's a pretty solid list. I'm skeptical to Perturabo, personally, but, like... why the fuck not?
It's the troubled kid with his camp counselors and his dog. It's like Angron, like Perturabo's trying to work through some shit. The Lion, this is 40K, the Lion, and like the Jagatai, like, oh, so what you really wanted is you just wanted to have a friend that you could see as an equal earlier in life, and they're like, yeah. Meanwhile, like a pit bull in the background that saw a toddler, you see Angron just like shaking his head angrily, and everybody's like, "We'll get to you in a second." And he calms down like a percentage, not a lot, but like a 5. Like he's down by that much.
You can put together almost 2/3 of a sentence.
Yeah, almost. It was the Lotara Saren candle. I'm sorry.
Where did you draw that from?
Sorry?
Where in the back of your fucking cerebrum did you pull the fucking Lotara Saren fart candle from?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I just came up with that on spot. I don't know.
I don't know if that's a sign of genius or a sign of in need of intervention.
Dude, well, if I'm being honest, it could be a little bit of one and a little bit of the other.
Oh,
fucking,
so humble.
This is the secret esoteric knowledge bordering on mental illness meme, right?
Do we have the image?
It's in the references.
Yeah.
I'll repost that. It's kind of my entire existence. I just like pull random references and shit. It's like, oh, did you know that the blood of space marines can make people immune to radiation poisoning? It's true.
Could you repeat your top 5 to me again, please?
Oh,
Arthur?
it's
I'm trying to imagine all of them at once.
It's Jagatai Khan, Trend Center.
Yep.
Perturabo, he's got to work through some shit. It's going to be some growth, some healing. Got the Lion from 40k. Same shit, but a mixture of the first two. Kind of, dulled down a little bit. 4th guy, Vulcan. Great guy, good vibes. And Angron. It's just like... It's like...
No Lorgar.
No Lorgar. Yeah, because I wanted to have a relaxing day, not find Christ. Thank you very much. The Angron's just there for like the principle of like, I love the idea of like, oh, I found a chili pepper in the candy dish. Like, I like that kind of hangout session, right? You always want that one guy like Cracky McGregor in the corner there. You wanna know his story, but not too much. So you got to have 5 other guys to back you up. That's the reason why he's there.
Yeah. I was so sure you'd have gone for Lorgar.
Is like if I was going to like transcend this mortal plane blunt rotation, it would be like Lorgar, Fulgrim, Mortarion, I guess Corvus Corax, and then Alfarius. Like, I am not coming out of this alive. I'm probably coming out of this a Chaos spawn, and not even because Chaos was involved. There could be no Chaos fuckery involved. I'm just coming out with a couple horns and tentacles because something Alfarius and or Omegon and or Fulgrim and or everybody really brought.
Can I ask an antagonistic question?
I'm going to resist the urge to say can you? But no, go ahead.
What's it going to take to make it bearable for you to include Magnus on your rotation?
I mean, I don't know, $20. Like it's
20 bucks.
Wait, so what's your what's it gonna take for you to have a man bring the greatest kush you've ever seen before and be annoying for an hour? I don't know, like $100.
I really thought we were going the whole. What does it take to keep a man straight? $20.
Implying you are assuming a few things here.
It was a meme, and there was definitely question marks at the end.
Question marks in brackets, I mind you.
Oh, wonderful! Right, gentlemen, shall we move on to Moots? Do you want to do yours next, or do you want me to do mine?
I can go with mine.
No, by all means, fire away.
Right. So, I guess I've been sort of hyping this up for a bit now. So, to start off with, because this is what I think is going to be the real trendsetter here, and then it's just going to go down shit creek real fast. So we're going to start. We're going to start with Vulcan, because Vulcan I see as the most chill dude ever, and as we've already established, he's bringing that fucking good shit. He's bringing the pipe that will fucking make you that'll like make you sit there and wonder as you're experiencing reality in your altered state, and I mean, he's going to be such a nice conversationalist. He's just going to make you feel really nice and appreciated during the whole time. And yeah, it's just going to be a good time with Vulcan. So, starting then next up with Lorgar, who I think is going to bring that extra step. He is going to make you, as we've already said, while with Magnus being the fucking antagonist to a good time, we're gonna have Lorgar, who's gonna like really bring that in and make you see things in a whole new way. Also, I don't know if this is a hot take. If anyone would be a user of the Devil's Lettuce, I think regularly, I think Lorgar, I think he is the biggest stoner of the entire group. Fuck Mortarion. I think this guy fucking microdoses all the time. He uses recreationally as much as he can. I mean, it's just his state of mind, that requires it.
It's like the Joe Rogan of 40k, where he'll just pop a 200 milligram gummy and then drive well.
200 milligram gummy.
And effective dose is 20. That was a...
Jesus.
So he just fucking uses things like nothing.
200 milligrams. I ain't fucking driving home. I'm floating, dude. Like, there is a lot of.
Why is the car flying?
A lot of that and not a lot of me.
This fucking Freebird starts playing in your head.
Oh no! So like, and so like, I think that's we're on to a good start. Now here's for the real kicker, right? Angron. I'm gonna bring Angron on board. I think, I don't know what the fuck y'all were on about before. I think he's gonna be a great time. See, I think if anything, the lettuce, the salad, is gonna be what really like mellows him down. And with the presence of his best bro Lorgar on top of that, I think we're in for an extra good time. But just to be safe, we're bringing Lotara as well. So
that's not a Primarch. She's not allowed.
Somebody just wants Lotara nearby.
I mean,
like I would have any chance at that fucking in my dreams.
Acceptance is the first step, Moots.
Yes, true. And finally, at the end, Jagatai Khan, because obviously, as we've already established, this guy. I mean, he's just gonna be the most, like, if not for Vulcan, this guy, he's the one who's gonna bring the music, he's the one who's gonna bring all the nice food. This guy, he's, on top of everything else, he's just a nice guy. He'll make you, if nothing else, just, if the others are too busy, I don't know, talking about, the great beyond, he'll just sit there, like, bobbing to fucking fuck are they called? Shit, I'm purple something.
Purple haze.
What are they called?
Lamborghini.
I'm no. What shit? What's the? I'm blanking feedback? On their fucking music. Oh no! I should know this.
Moots, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm blanking on their name. Fucking well, what's the,
which one stand?
Describe
the stoner music. The
Jimi
stoner
Hendrix?
Music. No,
that's as high as you can get, dude. Travis Scott. Rick Ross, fat as hell.
I'm not gonna lie. Halfway through this conversation, when I heard you say "purple haze feedback," I thought I snapped back in. I thought we were talking about JoJo's. I thought it was like, which fucking stand are we talking?
Yeah, that was the reference. Yeah, I'm just throwing shit out there. I'm just
my goodness.
I don't know. Cloud rap.
I'm so sorry. Oh no, Pink Floyd. Not even purple. I was
my God, close.
They're named after colors. How the fuck?
I mean, that's stoner music for dads, but like, okay.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice. I think that fucking, and we have truck fighters. If you want some more desert cruisers and things like that, it's that's my list, right? We have Vulcan, Lorgar, Angron with Lotara and Jagatai gone.
I was thinking when we were talking about this idea a few days ago that Vulcan is the obvious choice and also not the obvious choice, because Vulcan, face value, Vulcan seems really obvious, right? Because of how chill he is, but you can't really go much further than that until you started talking, and I realized when you're in that situation and you're with a group of peers who are in a good headspace, you get an awful lot of confessions. You get like personal confessions. And you really connect with people on a heart-to-heart level. And I realized that's why Vulcan is such a good pick. To have that. I'm not convinced the rest of your list is going to bring that out of him, though. Especially Angron. I really don't.
He has a fair point.
But I thought, I don't know. I thought when you started with Vulcan, I thought you were onto something. I thought, he's gonna list off 4 or 5 that are gonna set up for the greatest man bro heart to heart sesh known to man, and then you fucking threw Angron in there.
Angron and Jagatai, come on, those are they're 2 different spectrums of the bro out mode, but Jagatai, at least you gotta agree, that's a fucking good pick if you put him in with the Vulcan. Angron, I know is controversial, but I'm thinking it will work out.
I am sorry, Fama Lamborghini, I think you're wrong. I think that I think if you put Angron and Jagatai in the same room for longer than 15 minutes, it's going to be like that meme of like Sun Tzu says, make memes about them till they cry, and then make memes about them crying. Like, that's Jagatai to Angron. Like, he's just going to make fun of them until something happens, because it's pretty easy to do so. But, I just think that that's going to happen, right?
But I don't think so, right? Because everyone finds themselves more in that altered state, and I think if anything can bring back what Angron was supposed to be, then that's the salad, the salad of truth.
Wait,
the mighty boof.
Wasn't it you that said that he was super into Coke, and Coke would be the best thing for him?
No, that was Aaron.
No.
Yeah, okay. I'll let that one. Okay. I'm bad at remembering these kinds of things, but
I think you've got like the makings of a good setup, Moots. I really do. Mm-hmm. I feel like it doesn't quite make it all the way home though, because it's like you could see everyone arriving. One by one, and it gets going, and like the first 30 minutes are really good. And I know I'm repeating my previous point, but the first 30 minutes are really good, and then Angron comes in.
No.
And then the rest of the evening's fucked.
Again.
It's going to be chill.
No one's going to talk. He's going to sit there in silence.
He just eats it.
Is that so wrong? You're just listening to music, you're munching on your snacks, and then when Angron goes to sleep like the big baby he is, then everyone starts talking again. It's going to be nice.
Let me suppose a superior list.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to judge you just as harshly.
Yeah, but
that's fine.
That's fine. Poo-pooing on my list, and I'm going to poo-poo as hard as well.
I would play an awful lot of Call of Duty Zombies. I do it with my brother, and I do it with our friends. And so when I think of good times associated with this, I think about having a good night playing COD Zombies. Right? And so the list I've put together is a 4-man list, with me included, because the thing is, obviously, when your game ends, you need someone to swap to role, and that's how you do your rotation, right? So it's a 4-man, plus me, so 5. And this is my COD Zombies Primarch list. Mm-hmm. First up is Ferrus Manus. Now, the reason Ferrus Manus is in this list is because whilst he's a bit of a bastard, he's a bit stony, he's a little bit hard to deal with, he's not like an asshole, but he's kind of blunt. He's a little bit like Red. Perfectly fine, but quite spiky, right?
I can see that, yeah.
But, get something to soften his edges, have him smoke a little bit, he'll be okay, right? But the main reason Ferris is here is Ferris is really good at COD Zombies, right? Now hear me out. Ferris, more than any of the... No, we're not done yet. I'm not done yet.
The guy who has the hardest time holding a controller. What the fuck? What?
He doesn't even have a head. How is he even going to smoke?
Okay.
This is pre-heresy, you monkey wrench.
You don't worry about fucking screen sharing of that guy. Fucking hell.
No. Okay. Ferris is undoubtedly the best at COD Zombies. You think about his obsessive, revisive nature, right? He is going to have memorized every single... So, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering, this is Call of Duty Black Ops 2 we're playing right now. We're not playing 3. Yeah. We're not playing 1. We're definitely not playing 4.
Just to specify, just so the people know.
So we're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 right now, so you can get that intro music in your head. All right, we all good?
Never played it. Cool, keep going.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, that's not okay, but I'll beat you up about that later. Criminal, even. But moving on. So Ferris is there because he's the best at the game. He's memorized all the bullshit. He's memorized all the Easter eggs, all the story bits. He knows how to train the zombies just fine. He's there for that, right? Next up is Jagatai, right? Now, Jagatai is not as good at COD as Ferris is, no doubt, but he's still fucking excellent. But the reason Jagatai's there is because he's funny. He's got a good sense of humor. So this is the thing, when you're with a bunch of guys and you're all smoking, it's very easy for the room to go quiet and for the room to get a little bit boring, like Moots' suggestion, But Jagatai's going to keep that from happening, which is going to be wonderful. Okay, so Jagatai, Ferris, they're kind of like two peas in the pod. You can actually see them. It's that duo when you've got you guys you'll play games with, right? And you've got a couple of guys who are, 4 or 5 dudes, yada yada. But there's always 2 guys who are always louder than the rest, right? That's going to be Ferris and Jagatai. They're always going to be talking to each other. They're going to be talking about the game, or they're going to be talking about whatever, right? Cool. The next one, right, is Perturabo. Right. Now, Perturabo isn't quite as good at COD Zombies as the other 2, but none of you here are going to tell me he's bad, right? None of you are going to tell me he's bad, but out of everyone I've brought in, he can balance being okay at zombies whilst also being able to roll the most unbeatable booth, yeah? The solid booth, a perfect thing that holds itself together, yeah?
I'm not seeing it at Pertu, nah.
Nah. He's the leaf blower motherfucker right there. He's
Perturabo's like the guy that'll show up and be like, "Battlefield's better," and you're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like,
the criticism.
Call of Duty sucks.
Noob. Tarkov.
Get good.
the criticism. The absolute criticism. Gentle.
I have no faith in that man, I'll be honest. In anything. Whether or not it's Call of Duty or rolling fucking blunts, man. I don't know.
I'm heartbroken.
He's a weak pick. I'll be honest. He's a weak pick. Your puff pass circle will fail with him there.
Oh, you're a bastard.
Fucking, we're talking about smoking roaches and shit. Perturabo, the kind of motherfucker who puts together all the fucking roaches into the Roach King and smokes that shit.
Gentlemen.
I have done that.
Gentlemen.
I have done that before, I'll be honest. It's fucking funny.
Please. Gentlemen.
Bro out here fucking responding to us like Willy Wonka telling the kid not to go to the lake. No, please don't. I don't know. Just like
I haven't even done yet. I feel like I can't redeem myself.
I'm just like I'm seeing your shit. And it's just like the most safe picks of just like the most serviceable time you'd imagine. It's just like it feels like a lot of them would. I could be wrong. The last one, he could be like, "Oh, fucking Conrad Kurz. He shows up 2 hours late." And that's the plan. We tell him the wrong time intentionally and tell him the entrance is on the roof. And I'd be like, fuck, okay. No, this just turned into a game of real life Dead by Daylight with you and the boys.
No, you don't get it. Aaron's picks
if you were to swap... Hear me out. If you were to swap like Perty with like Vulcan, I'd get it. I'd get it a lot. But Perturabo, that's like a fucking erectile dysfunction of a fucking joint. He's gonna roll Jesus. Fuck, man.
You're not telling me that Vulcan can play COD Zombies.
He absolutely can.
He can't. How'd you manage that?
Because he probably made the fucking consoles they're playing on, be honest. He's been there playtesting it since day one, man.
There's no way. I'm sorry. I don't see it, man. There's no way.
Well, I don't see Perturabo, so I guess we're at odd ends here. But carry on.
Listen, Aaron, your picks were your envision of having a good time with this group, right? And your idea of having a good time was conversation and, dare I say, learning.
Spiritual ascendance, yes.
Spiritual ascendance. Yeah? Arthur's was genuinely, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's to actually just have fun. Yeah?
And probably die, but like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we all make it sooner or later. And Moots's was an attempt to have a chill time, in his own words, right? I'm here to play COD Zombies. Okay?
I'm here to game, man. Fuck.
I mean,
I'm here to get to round, like, 70 at least. You know, we're getting around 70. It's going to take us a couple hours, but we're going to do it. Okay? Now, well, can I say my last one?
By all means.
Yeah, go right ahead.
You sure?
Yeah.
Right. And the final one is Lorgar.
Good pick.
Can anyone guess why Lorgar is?
Yeah, good.
Can anyone guess why Lorgar is here?
I want to say it's because he's bringing the good stuff, but based on what you've said so far, that's probably too simple of an answer.
if you say Lorgar's playing Call of Duty, I'm gonna call you a fucking liar, because that man is a Luddite. The only reason why he has like power armor is because people yelled at him enough to do so. If he could walk around with sticks and rocks duct taped to his body and use that as equally proficient, I'm pretty sure he'd do it. Man took the least updated weapon possible, a mace. It's a stick with a rock. Like, and alongside that, this is a world where data transfer exists, and instead of having the fucking data slate of Lorgar, it's the Book of Lorgar because, it's got warmer tone. No, you don't understand. It's a symbol. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but like, the salamanders are called the salamanders. They're not actually lizards. The raven... Okay, they are birds, but, like, you get what I mean, right? But you get what I mean.
Lorgar just really likes the feel of paper,
that's what
right?
I mean. It's like
texture.
Ain't no way that Lorgar Aurelian, Caesar baby of Cultus, is pulling up to the function and rocking a 20-round set on the COD Zombies. I do not see him in Kino Der Toten, sir! Go ahead, tell me your reason why he's showing.
You're not gonna like my reason.
Say, if I had to force someone to talk about Magnus last time it was here, I'm forcing you to talk about Lorgar right now.
I've realized my reason is far too underwhelming.
Oh no!
Please continue.
I like bald people. You know what? I don't understand that.
I was gonna say I just really like Lorgar.
The most reasonable thing said all fucking day on this podcast.
I was going to do a big circle back and say you have to have your friends and people you like with you. Otherwise, what's the point?
Lorgar doesn't have friends.
Listen, we're smoking weed and playing Call of Duty. Who gives a shit?
That doesn't mean I'm gonna have fun with him. Lorgar doesn't have friends. He has people that are around him because he's tall. That's literally his entire existence.
I don't know, man. Lorgar's definition of fun seems like popping into a shopping trolley and getting sent on a big hill, and I'm in on that, to be fair.
Lorgar! Okay, cool. Like, Lorgar's the kind of guy that, like, outside of, like, bringing, like, the most esoteric religious function shit you've ever seen, like, he'll be like, oh yeah, our music for the session is fucking Gregorian chanting, and I'm like, you were like a 10 up to this point. You're going from a 10 to a 7, but, like, whatever. But, like, still, like, I get it, but, like, what would you... Okay, you like Lorgar. Cool, you can like Lorgar. I like Angron. That's why I have him. I don't think I'm friends with him, What the fuck would you talk with Lorgar about?
Well, he's probably not very good at COD Zombies, so I can help him. I can show him what to do.
Okay. Okay.
This is a fantasy hypothetical scenario.
He's still bringing the Lothario butt candle, though.
You gotta buy in all the way, or not at all.
Yeah. If you don't impress him with COD Zombies, he's pulling one that's simply labeled Malcador Sweaty Ballsack.
Okay, so genuinely, Tom, like I'm seeing your vision, but the random menagerie of Primarchs you've assembled is making me question everything. Fucking Ferrus Manus, he is one of the most uptight Primarchs. Yes, he can be very broy. We see that his relationship with Fulgrim, but I think he's just gonna fucking take Perturbo's fucking leaf blower and like stick it down your throat and be like,
"You become the weed."
It's just gonna be like, if you don't survive this, you're not worthy of life.
Get the funnel. Vulcan, get the funnel, a tube, some duct tape. We're gonna test some people today. Brings what's his name? Just wanted to talk more like the leader of the Crimson.
Otek fucking
brings him in. He's still shaking because he's off of like a meth bender for like the last 5 days, and they're just like, "We need your help holding him down." And you're like, "Well, I'm fine with the circumstances." He's like, "No. This is more for him." As he looks to Lorgar, and Lorgar's pulling out another candle. You can't see the label yet, and you're kind of scared after the last one.
Oh goodness.
No, I'm fucked, dude. I mean, I think you just pulled up the worst fucking block rotation here. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't do what the
Tom
hell.
going into this, we were talking before the recording. He's like, "Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with my list. I think it's going to be a bit unbeatable." And,
I was so sure I had something.
You picked the safest one. That's the only problem. Like, from a reductionist point of view, you picked the safest one.
he went for the wholesome pick, and I respect it, but it's just not going to work in this one, man.
It's like,
I just want to play COD.
Okay, but so like if we're going for the COD zombie mode, so like this is how I would change your blunt rotation, if I may be so bold. Mm-hmm. I would replace Ferrus Manus with Mortarion, and then I would, instead of Perturbo, I would have who would be a good substitute. I think Alpharius or Omegon, because I think that they would, even though they would, weird pick, I don't know, but like I feel like they would bring the sort of more chill downtime. I mean, Alpharius is going to sit in the corner with the one controller and not say anything, but like he's just going to bring. He's not going to be in the way. He's not going to try and fucking stick a leaf blower up your ass or something, you know? He's not gonna...
Oh, God damn it.
The reason I chose Perturabo was because I thought, and I know you think I'm wrong, but I thought Perturabo would make a good roller. Truthfully.
Okay.
That was my logic. I thought not only would he be good at that, I thought he'd be half decent at COD Zombies. Those are my criteria for Perty. Now, if you can find someone that can still balance those two things...
Yeah, you know what? Fuck Alpharius. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. That was a really dumb
brought
choice.
a modded Xbox for the whole affair, and you're just like, why is every gun the Thunder gun? Like, why is... like, this is my third ray gun in a row. Now Ferris is like, yeah, integrated. And you're like, no, you're missing the... Okay, cool. I kind of want a China Lake at some point. Like, it just spices things up a bit. Like, I don't know. For me, like, if I was in your situation, I wouldn't even, like, the Primarch rotation would get significantly more interesting if instead of like Call of Duty Black Ops, it was like a Death for Death Dark Souls run. I feel like that'd be fun when we got to Perturabo and you tried to peel the controller away from him, and he just said no. You'd have to be like, oh fuck, what happens next? Because everybody here in this rotation, their nuts are huge, so they're not going to take no for an answer in this case. So it's like, oh, what happens next, boys? Oh, fucking Lorgar's like, okay, talk more, get everyone else, and then he's like, as he runs, he grovells himself out of the room, I guess, because that's the only way I could describe his form of locomotion at this point, but. He just gets more guys, and they have to start a war. I guess. Like I don't know, a Dokapon Kingdom. That'd be a fun one. That's a friendship ruiner.
Oh shit! I know who I would replace Perturabo with.
Oh,
Horus. Hey. Fucking Horus is the most bro out of everyone.
I didn't. We all
forgot about Horus. Yeah.
We literally all forgot about Horus. Dude, I think Horus, honestly, is the pick. He's probably... like, and he's going to bring all the gang together. I mean, he has the respect of, like, all of the other guys on the list. Especially if we're, like, bringing more... like, I mean, in that case, we could have either Ferrus Manus or Mortarion, for that matter.
Yeah, I suppose that works. I mean... Horus does kind of work as glue, doesn't he, if you bring, like, two opposing people. I know Aaron's list had both Magnus and Mortarion. I'm trying to think that you can't get those two to not kill each other unless Horus is there.
Ah, man, I'm telling you, fucking... They'll chill out a bit after a couple puffs, dude. They'll be alright.
That shit, in fact, ain't nothing to me, man. I'm just saying.
They're just going to forget the counts of Nicaea.
It's old news, man. It's old news.
It's old news. What are you smoking? Oh, the Vizard Vivid. What do you mean? I'm just saying, I like how Magnus is not making it into anyone's rotation unless you're directly incorrect. Because, like, man's gonna get, like, so lost in the weeds that... like, I don't know, I'm just saying it's going to be all fun and games until you accidentally hear him scream power word scrunch and then someone looks like a pile of skin.
Like, no! My Xbox!
Yeah, man, someone walking out looking like an uncircumcised penis. It's just a snuffleupagus just on legs walking out. Poor Lorgar. Not really. I mean, we didn't like him, but like poor Lorgar.
I like Lorgar. You know what? That's one of the most things I agree with most on your list, Tom. Lorgar, just a cool dude. I like him.
I think he's...
Yeah. I think he's a solid choice in any list.
It's just because
I know he's not a pop.
Wait, sorry, was Lorgar in all three, everyone's rotation, other than Arthur's, right?
Oh yeah, he wasn't in mine because
bold bastards sticking together. I see what this is. I see he's in my rotation as well, but.
Well, he was your top 5 at least. So
was there anyone that we all got?
Jagatai, maybe?
Aaron didn't pick Jagatai, did he?
Jagatai
is pretty cool.
No, there was
too easy, man. He's too much of an easy pick.
I mean, we all have different fundamentals, so like, you know.
Fair enough.
I didn't realize COD Zombies was so unpopular here. I thought I'd have found a more agreeable crowd. To be honest,
I appreciate COD Zombies. Well, just the precipice of trying to smoke while playing a game is a pretty fucking bad one.
Ooh,
what the fuck?
If you're like round 50 in, and you're trying to puff and pass in the middle of fucking farming a horde, that's not going to go well. That shit's even going to burn out.
Only if... Man, you are bad at COD Zombies.
I haven't played in a long fucking time, normally you're doing something.
Can you not smoke hands-free?
Can
you not smoke hands-free?
I've never had a need to try it, to be fair.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, maybe you'll learn one day.
I am lucky enough to say I've never had an addiction that's required me to pursue these fucking skills. All right,
probably for the best. Actually, to be fair.
Okay,
probably for the best.
It's probably an ill-gotten skill.
I have a plot twist. I have a very fun plot twist for this entire podcast that I wanted to say when I was first asked to do this. But I didn't have the heart because I thought it'd be a really fun bit to do right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never smoked weed in my entire life. I haven't even never drank. Like I've been done anything.
You told us when we came up with the idea.
Fucking damn it! I have. Okay, so apparently I also have Alzheimer's, so that's cool. Well, okay, now the bit's spoiled. Now the bit's spoiled because of my own idiocy in telling the joke early.
Well, I'm not going to name names because I might get someone in trouble, but there's a certain YouTuber who's come on this podcast before who's very fond of this particular thing. But I know that individual has people in his real life that monitor the 40k YouTube space, so I'm not going to say their name. But that individual was so gunning to get on this episode. And when I said, oh, Arthur's coming on, and they were like, why the fuck did you get Arthur, not me? And I'm like, oh, well, we came up with the idea with Arthur. You can see if you actually have a look at the, if you scroll up in the podcast references chat to those godforsaken fucking joints you sent earlier.
Charlie Moist Critical. How the fuck did you? Oh, good, impressive, and you still chose me. That's okay.
He did it for all of them. Holy shit.
Yeah, but no. I just think it's like kind of a funny bit because like as much as like I've kind of abstained from it out of personal choice, no real medical reason or anything, just no really interest. It's like I've been kind of engrossed in the culture for like the majority of my life, so like I've just grown up around it. So like it's I've lived with dealers before. I've lived with like people who smoke retroactively, or proactively.
Yeah, I think for me when I didn't smoke until I was like for the first time until I was like 13, and that was in a hyper casual sort of setting.
Ripe old age,
but it didn't.
13.
It didn't really become a problem until I was. Maybe this is the PSA for people listening. To be fair, I didn't really start doing it properly. Properly as in get close to addiction until I was maybe, I want to say 17 going on 18, and then by the time I was like 19 it was a real big problem, and it was there for a year or two. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Like, I think that the biggest problem with the conversation though is the sheer volume of rhetoric about how many people believe you can't get addicted to it.
Oh no, that's
how many people believe that it's not a problem no matter what. How many people believe that it won't do long-term damage. I mean, I've said to the guys all know, the whole team knows, and the people who are like Astartes Anonymous adjacent know that I have a bit of a memory problem.
I'll get the screenshot.
And I attribute that genuinely to smoking so much during my formative years. It was so bad, so bad. So when someone says to me, when I'm talking to somebody about it and they're like, oh, I've never done it, the only thing I can think to them is, damn, I wish I never did it. And it's not because it's bad inherently, but it's because I'm the wrong kind of person to be doing things like this.
No, I completely understand.
Take 40k fans in general. The kind of person it takes to be obsessive enough to do this sort of thing as a hobby. I envy the people who are able to do this sort of thing as a hobby and have enough internal and mental balance to do that in a healthy way to actually live their life. Because I know it can be done healthily, right? I know there's a balance that can be struck there with just like anything that you can do or consume or et cetera, whether it's this or eating chocolate or sniffing farts. There is always going to be a healthy balance.
Just like me for real.
Somewhere. I know. Thank you for that image, Aaron. This is a screenshot I sent to Aaron at the end of a conversation that almost became an argument. We were having a misunderstanding. I can't remember what he said, but he said something along the lines of, "Why didn't you just say that?" Because memory is so upsetting.
And then I got it for you on a fucking shirt as well.
Yes, I have it. I have this printed on a shirt in my wardrobe somewhere.
Just turned up,
but that's it.
Well, it's almost like consuming fucking hormonal chemistry altering substances will fuck you up in some way. I've seen people using the argument that no, you can't get addicted. I'm just. What was the fuck was I to say? I'm just habitually using it, and I'm like, yeah, you're using it as a habit because you're addicted to it. It's anyone who tries to peddle that shit fucking die in a hole. I'm not even kidding. It's,
well, maybe don't die in a hole, but stop peddling it to other people at least.
That works. That works.
Maybe we're not. Yeah, let's not.
I just genuinely hate that. I've seen the worst parts of addiction, and I don't want to see that shit.
I mean, that's the thing. The culture's fun, and it's funny as well.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to say I don't regret. I do regret it. I don't regret the lessons it taught me, though. And by lessons, I mean taught me about myself, where my sort of limit on addiction is, where how far I can trust myself with certain things, you know. And I think for a lot of people, that's a very important lesson to learn. And maybe it's better to learn it softly with things that aren't going to fuck you up, but learn it nonetheless. You know, and the earlier you learn that, the better, because a lot of guys get to their fucking 40s and start making decent money and then learn that about themselves when they start gambling, you know?
Of course.
Yep.
Or, you know, insert any other thing that can become an addiction. I mean, shit. I mean, actually, those sorts of things go hand in hand when you have an addiction. One addiction can often fuel another addiction. I know it's not really comparable, but you do not want to know the amount of money I spent on Hearthstone card packs back in the day. There was a lot of money. That was bad.
Yeah.
And for me, Magic. Now
You're still doing it. You're still doing it.
Nah, I've dialed that down. You should have seen the fucking God, Jesus Christ! It was way too much. Like it can come and go in any shape or form. It's you just gotta see the signs and fucking be aware of it.
Yeah.
But well, this took to one hell of a turn.
No, you have a thing I want to weigh in on here, because like I genuinely am very passionate about the topic, because as I mentioned, I did grow up around addiction like a lot. Like from as early as I could remember, I was kind of around it. And the specific area of Canada that I'm in is kind of known for an addiction to a lot of like opiates and painkillers, specifically OxyContin. And there's a lot of things that you learn growing up about how to like spot the signs of it. And even though I grew up around it, you notice that like people who do, they tend to have this all or nothing mentality of like, you're either like, okay, it's okay, or it's no, not okay, and you have to shame everybody who's in it, when it's a lot more complicated than that. Because for some people, that might be their only option to get them through the day, because there are some people who need to self-medicate in that way. And I'm against that, but you have to understand that for some people it's their only option. And you have to understand that addiction is always bad. It's a disease, and stigmatizing like the substances themselves is very bad for people to recover from addiction, because it makes people have a harder time reaching out for the kind of help that they definitely need. And I've seen that. I've seen that a lot for people who have addictions to a lot of horrible things. Not even like that fun shit we've been talking about today. Like I have not seen anybody come out easily and be like that. And even for the stuff we've been talking about today, it's like, what's the, how do we put this? It's like, coming out and being like, hey, I'm addicted to the electric weedy bits. You know what I mean? The most common reaction people will give is that they laugh at you. And I think that's genuinely unfair. Having seen people's lives actually be destroyed by it. Like, I had a friend, good friend. They ended up having to go to the hospital because they relied on it so much that I think it was like 20 to 30 fully packed bong rips every single day for 3 years straight. Stripped their blood of every bit of potassium they possibly had, and they almost died. It's genuinely can be dangerous. Like, and a lot of people fail to acknowledge that. And a lot of people fail to acknowledge that, like, everybody's struggle with these kinds of things is specifically different. I handle everything with a bit of sardonic joy. Like, I laugh at everything because everything deserves to be laughed at. No, of course. It's all about that. So I feel like that's the mentality a lot of people should adopt. But, you know, I'm just one voice on the internet, so...
No, well, that's absolutely it. You know, if you engage in it, or you know someone who engages it, and you know things are above board, then that's fine. You know, even if they're not above board, even if there's a problem, that's not fine. But no matter what, don't spread misinformation about what is and isn't a problem. You know, and this thing's it's case by case, person by person. If you're someone who can smoke like 3 grams a day and somehow be fine, let's say that's possible. Let's say you're somehow totally okay doing that, and I'm sure if there's people out there who are, that doesn't mean that someone else can do that and that not be completely fucked for them. You know, so it's not even about personal experience. It's about the facts of what is and isn't safe. You know, the only way to actually stay safe and to not, you know, end up, you know, with an addiction is to just keep being honest with yourself about it. Don't do any of that cope shit where you're saying, like Moot said earlier, oh, it's just a habitual thing I like to do. A habit is an addiction, you monkey wrench. Yeah. You know, don't lie to yourself. Just be straight with yourself from start to finish. It's the only way. Or you're going to end up like me and be 27 with the memory capacity of a 12-year-old gibbon. You know?
I thought you were like 45.
Fuck you, Moots.
Hard to relate, though. I just have a bad memory at base, so...
Tom is a spry 19-year-old minded person in a 45-year-old's body, okay? And don't hate him for it. Can't do anything about it.
I got the bowels of a 45-year-old right now. It ain't good, man. It's real bad.
Same.
It's spicy bad.
The fire hole.
No.
Blazing serpent snakes its way. No!
Oh god.
Jesus.
Image.
Right. Gentlemen, shall we answer some patron questions?
Indeed.
Oh, but shouldn't we actually try and come up with what peak blood rotation is, or are we just happy with being not
the peak
agreeing?
blunt rotation moods?
There ain't no way we're agreeing.
Other than Tom's. Fuck that.
There ain't no way we're agreeing on who the blood rotation is. There ain't no way in hell.
I think like the realistic take is no matter what the rotation is, you're gonna go in and come out looking like hamburger meat. So
Yeah.
I know what we can agree on though.
What's that?
At least I think I know what we might be able to agree on. Some consensus, potentially. That I think we can all agree that Jagatai is the best. Just if you had to pick one of them, it's going to be Jagatai,
It's
right?
an easy pick, yeah.
Depends on the mood.
Lorgar's not too far behind, right? Yeah, no, we can't agree on shit. Fuck this. Let's do it. Fuck this.
Everybody's got a certain mood that they're looking for. I just want to get like wistful and stare out the window and cry a little bit with the boys, and like Lorgar's not going to do that. He's going to see that and be like, "You need to find Jesus." I'm like, "But I every day with you, dude." Like,
every day. You don't drop a beat, man.
It's okay.
I fucking hate that about you.
I can cry with you, man.
Yeah.
It's okay to cry. We'll cry together.
Right, gentlemen, let's answer some patron questions.
Well done on making it to the end of the glorious video. If you're enjoying the content and like the idea of getting your head on the wall behind me, or just want to help out, please consider taking a look at our Patreon. And if you think you'd enjoy interacting with me or the rest of the team, maybe come on over to our Discord. Stick around if you fancy listening to us answer some exquisite Patreon questions. See you next time.
Okay, so patron questions. So we have 2 patron questions this week. One by Dyslexion and another by Zax Parmalama. So, Dyslexion asks, if you found yourself transported to the 40k universe as a serf to a single Chaos Legionnaire, which Legion would you want it to be? Aaron, would you like to go first?
Easy pick for me. Night Lord, no, Death Guard. Easy Death Guard. Yeah.
Why Death Guard?
Dom, look at me.
All right, fair enough.
Do I need to answer that question? We're throwing fucking Walter White on the fucking screen behind me for that one, but fucking...
It would have made more sense for you for them to be like, oh, why Death Guard? And you just went, like... Okay.
What about you, Moops?
Word bearers. I think they would be pretty chill. I think although you're most likely to. No, wait, fuck. What am I saying? Fuck the word bearers. Fucking Alpha Legion. Hell yeah, that's where all the money is at. Those guys actually take
Lobotomized
care of
old
Gotcha.
brothers.
They're,
Yes, of course.
and like I'm I was gonna say I'm short, like that was a pro, but like that's I can blend in anywhere. All right, I'm bald. I can look like Alpharius.
Okay. I'm just saying, like you're seeing, like, oh, they treat us well. No, I'm seeing lobotomite slave. That's kind of
hell yeah, dude. That's a big upgrade.
What about you, Arthur? Which one are you going for?
Is this Warband or Legion?
Chaos Legionnaire. Which Legion? That's what he has asked. But if you'd like to answer in a technicality and give a warband, you are welcome to.
So I'm going to give kind of two answers here just to answer the question honestly. And the one that everybody's kind of thinking is like, of course, everybody's expecting me to say like the Night Lords. No, working for the Night Lords would blow just because Talos was nice to his slaves. Literally everybody else in that was like, nah, fuck, I'm hungry. Hey, yo, slave number 19, yoink, as he like rips his arm off and just chews on it. Yeah, that's a Night Lord slave. It's like, it's kind of garbage. Honestly, as kind of trite as it is, it's like, if you're a hard enough dude, like, the Black Legion's kind of chill. Like, there's like there's numerous stories where like, oh, if you kind of stick in the back, you're kind of fine. Like, they retroactively just recruit guys and say, hey, do whatever you want, just don't fuck with my plans. And like, as long as you don't fuck with their plans and you're not near a sorcerer for longer than too long, you're fine. Like, it's like 1,000 Suns, yeah, good luck. Zinch. Death Guard? Yeah. Word Bearer? World Eaters is kind of a close second because, like,
World Eaters?
I'm not kidding. Like, I read, like, a few Karn books, and, like, the World Eater slaves are kind of treated well, except, okay, the Jackals are kind of weird, but those guys asked for it. It's chill. Like, they literally, like, okay, yo, fuck me up. I want to replace my lungs with a V8. Like, come on. Like, can it go faster? I want to go faster. That's...
the American dream.
Like, World Eaters would kind of be, like, my second pick, because, like, as long as you relish in strength and not weak, you're fine. Woe be unto the person who says Emperor's Children, because that's the biggest self-report I've ever heard. That's literally like one sentence away from this one, officer. Like, that's how bad. If you like, what's that? I don't even want to say it's a copy pasta because it's just some like. It's a Night Lord girlies post on Instagram that me and a few boys in the chat found in like my Discord server, and literally the first part of it's like, my horny ass could not be a chapter serf, and I'm like, that's the person who wants to be a serf for the Emperor's Children. But nah, for me it's it's Black Legion or World Eaters, because like, you know, at least you're having fun with the World Eaters, right?
Excellent. And so to answer your question, Dyslexion, I would have picked World Eaters.
Oh,
for the same reason that Arthur has pointed out. Well, I mean, no matter what, you're doing what you love.
You're doing what you love.
You know, you're doing what you love.
Fair enough.
No matter what. So, next question. So, Zax Parmalama has asked 2 questions, but we're going to save one of them for another episode. So, the question Zax Parmalama asks is, what are your favorite foods? Moots.
My favorite foods. Can I think about it for a bit?
Aaron.
This is going to boggle some people's fucking minds as a vegetarian. But I love sushi, and I want to talk about any of this pescatarian political bullshit where it's like, oh, vegetarians eat fish. No, that's a pescatarian. Vegetarian veggies. But veggie sushi fucking slaps. Tom will admit fucking inari nigiri. Hell yeah.
I was going to wait for me, and I was going to say what I was going to say, then I was going to just put at the end, oh yeah, I love inari nigiri. At the end, that shit fucking
Go on a
rocks.
seaweed salad. Hell yeah. Fucking... Oh my god, there's so many. I could be saying hell yeah all night.
He's hungry now. I can hear him being hungry now.
I've been hungry for the past hour. But,
That's my secret.
He literally ate a bowl of rice just before we
that was like
started
enough for like
recording.
2 people. I'm still fucking hungry. But mostly Asian stuff, like Thai. Like you can't beat a good fucking pad see ew, ramen, the classics really. Anything but British food. Fucking God help me. I was born in the wrong country. Only for food. My God.
So it's not a meme. Oh my god.
These animals known as Tom and Moots both eat fucking black pudding. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
It's good. It's
Fucking
good.
It's good. It's great.
Cretins.
Blood pudding.
Cretins.
It's great.
Fucking- yeah. No, I'm a big Asian
What are you talking
foodie.
about?
That's my vibe.
Yeah. Wonderful. You got an answer yet, Moots?
Yes, so I fucking straight off the back of the vegetarian, I fucking love chicken burger. Now fucking listen
Chicken
to this
burger.
shit.
Chicken
Yeah.
burger.
Chicken burger. So fucking not just any fucking chicken burger. I've fucking narrowed down. I've made, in my opinion, the best chicken burger at least I've ever
chicken
eaten.
burger
So
list. Sweden edition. Let's go.
So what you do is you get this nice chicken breast. You fucking marinate it for an entire night in soy and fucking what's that red sauce? Fucking sriracha and some garlic and things like that. Ooh, so nice. And honey as well. Don't
Pick it
forget
up as
honey.
it goes.
This is like
And
almost
then-
a Tennessee hot chicken. Keep going.
Okay. And then so when you're all that, you fucking I don't like fucking frying shit, but what I like doing is I crush like Kellogg's
Based.
and I like coat the chicken with the crushed flakes, and then I shove it in the oven for like 40 minutes, and just fucking that shit gets out. You just put that on a fucking brioche bun. You put on some fucking pickled onions that you've pickled for like a fucking week, and you put on this mayonnaise, fucking lime juice, black pepper sauce, and some fucking nice cheese, and then you top it off with some fucking honey as well, and you fucking any salad. I don't fucking care what else you want. Tomato, fuck yeah, and there you go, the fucking perfect burger.
Moots, if you don't make that for me when I come to Sweden, I don't care how strong you are. I'm beating the fuck out of you. We're scrapping, mate. We're scrapping if you don't make
Bro,
that
that
for me.
is just a domestic situation. You're beating them for not cooking you dinner. That's a little weird, bro. Like, that's a little, bro. That's a weird. Blink if you're here against your will. Blink twice, please.
I'm blinking. I can't see it through the microphone, but
Oh god. What about you, Arthur? What's your favorite
That's
foods?
kind of a difficult. I know, who would have thought? Me being long-winded about an answer to a simple question, but
That's okay.
hey, I just pulled out an entire recipe.
fair.
All right,
Like,
you're good.
for me, like, I fancy myself a bit of an Epicurean. Like, I try new recipes and new foods all the time, but like, I think the biggest one for me, like, it's kind of torn between, like, I went through a phase where I was just doing, like, I think 6 months of nothing but Italian cooking, and it's just like all technique and like it's so fulfilling when you get like a thing there. So like there's this one specific pasta. How the fuck did I forget its name? I know how to make it. If you asked me to make it from scratch, I could tell you how to make it. I just can't remember the name of it. I'll look it up right now. But like it's that, but also I will a lot of curry, like just put like a nice curry gravy on there. with like some paneer chicken, or not paneer chicken, paneer cheese, and like some like jasmine rice, and like, man, that's just good. Like learning how to make authentic like curry and authentic like Italian dishes and pasta has been like one of the most fulfilling things I've ever had to go through. I am trying my hardest right now to like make it, to find it. Oh, pasta alla Grecia is really good too. Oh wait, no, I know what it is. It's I believe pasta alla Norma is like probably my favorite. If I remember, I gotta remember if that's the right one. Yes, I believe. If I'm remembering what it is, it's either that or a matriciana is the other one that I like. But pasta alla Norma, the one that I'm thinking of, is like it was made. I know I'm giving like the backstory of it, but it was made in this like place in, I believe, near Sicily that's like famous for the pork sausages that they would make. So it's a very simple pasta that you have to make like a white wine sauce, mixing like wine with sausage with cream, pecorino romano cheese, not parmesan. I actually really don't like the taste of parmesan in pasta, but like I like romano more. Mixing those together, and then you have to like fuck with the noodles and make sure that they're cooked together so that you can like emulsify the fats in the cheese, in the cream, in the noodles themselves. One of the most intensive dishes that I have fucked up so many times with when I actually made it right and got like a good wine recommendation from another foodie friend of mine. Oh my god, it made my toes curl. It was that good. It takes a long ass time to cook though. It's like not a lot of ingredients. You mash up some garlic, you put it in there. It's like you don't really put much seasoning into it. You put a pinch of salt, and you also, of course, salt your pasta. But like, when you're done, like you put that in with like a penne. Oh, it's so good. It's just so expensive to make. 'Cause again, I don't drink, so like having a bottle of wine in the house, it's just like, why? It's just for cooking, but like I don't cook enough to do that, especially like this month because I'm so fucking busy. But yeah, pasta alla Norma is probably my go-to if it's the right one. Pasta alla Grecia is probably a close second because it's the same thing, easier to make. I can put one together for like 15 minutes. But like, it's good. It's good. It's good.
It's kind of funny listening to. Actually, before I go on about my one, I didn't realize until just now that I needed Arthur Bones cooking ASMR. What? What
cooking stream?
No, this is going to be like. I feel like you guys are going to watch me the same way I watch Marco Pierre White, where it's like, oh, this is really good. Wait, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's like yes, no. It's like, that's how it works. It's like, I was watching Marco Pierre White teach how he made his carbonara, and his thing is like, I learned how to make the authentic carbonara, and you can make modifications as you wish. There's no fucking cream in a carbonara. It's egg, cheese, and guanciale, but it's hard to get guanciale here, but whatever. And like, you salt the water for the pasta, and I'm like, he's like doing. I'm like, he mentions like sometimes you don't add cream, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, oh, and when we're going over to salt the water, I don't actually salt the water. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, I take a cube of chicken stock gelatin. I'm like, what? And he's like, and then I turn it into a soup later, because it's mixed with the starches of the pasta. And I'm like, that is either the dumbest or the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. But no cooking stream ever. It's not. I'll get so much shit for what I do.
Entirely fair. I think for me, there was a bunch I was going to toss between. I was quite happy you mentioned wine sauces, because cooking sauces out of wine is like my favorite fucking thing. But I realized my single favorite dish. As an Englishman, here's a fun one. As an Englishman, my single favorite dish is an Irish dish.
Well, that's a dangerous choice to go for, but like, go for it.
When they're right, they're right. You know? It is a variation of steak and stout casserole. And so, essentially what you do is you get a fucking massive cast iron pot or skillet or what have you. You cut up some shallots, you put them in there. Actually, you don't even need to cut them up. You can put them in whole. That's what we do. Put the shallots in whole. Sear some steak slices. then flour them and chuck them in there as well. Then put in some stock, some rich beef stock. And this is where I sort of diverge from what is normal. Is I like to put in whole mushrooms. I'm just a fan of whole mushrooms. I just really fucking, especially when they're cooked like this, because they end up tasting like beef, which is great.
Are we talking like full mushrooms or like button mushrooms, like the small ones?
No, proper mushrooms, mate.
Okay.
Fuck, guys, I'm getting hungry.
We'll survive this.
It's been the longest Patreon question section.
I was going to talk about my. I was going to talk about the chicken casserole recipe, but I figured this one is where my heart really is.
Respect.
And then what you do is once that's in there, you get about 600 to 700 milliliters of stout or Guinness, and you just chuck that in the skillet with it. And then you top it up with water, and you cook that shit for 4 hours. Yeah, about 4 hours will do. You can do it for more, you can do it for less. It's just, I think if you do it for too much more, then it sort of just becomes garbage. If you do it for less, then it's just not worth doing it for less. At some point, you can put like a rich beef gravy in there as well, and or flour if you want to thicken it, which I usually do. But it's just the beef is so rich, and then the very simple addition you do to it is add garlic roast potatoes, cooked separately, of course. You don't want the potatoes to like be mashed. You want them to have their own crispiness, so you cook them in either beef dripping or goose fat. And surprisingly, even though it's a beef dish predominantly, you can use goose fat, and it will still feel like it belongs with the rest of the dish. So you cook these garlic potatoes in goose fat with garlic on them. Plate those up, put some chive dressing on them, and then the rest of the plate just gets the casserole. And it's astounding. It's the most wonderful winter dish. If it's cold outside and you eat this, it's cold nowhere in the world. It's wonderful. You can have it... I'm kind of weird like that. Even though it's coming up to British summertime now, and we're starting to get days that are warmer, I'm still looking for... I'm going shopping with my girlfriend. What day is it today? Is it Friday today? Yeah. We're going shopping tomorrow. I'm getting casserole ingredients, boys. And I'm making this tomorrow, This is how we're doing it. But yeah, no.
Man has found his comfort food. Hell yeah.
It's good. I'm not going to say it's like good for you and good for you. It ain't fucking bad for you though. It's hearty as fuck.
I mean, the food that I was talking about is like mostly cream and cheese. So
yes,
good for you is not in the realm of comfort food. I'm just saying. So no, that should sound good.
Well, I mean, I love cooking with wine and cream. I fucking adore cooking with wine and cream. Like, do you like prawns or shrimp?
Actually.
Fuck you, man.
Based.
Do you not like them? I know you don't like them, which is weird because someone in your part of the world should like fish food or seafood a bit more. But I know none of these. Wait, no one in this call but me will eat seafood.
I like. What the fuck? I eat seafood. I like a deep fried clam every now and then.
Oh, thank God. So you just don't eat
shrimp or like most shellfish. I don't really fuck with at all. But like
damn.
Oh, for each clam,
shrimp and shrimp or prawns, whatever your nationality refers to them as, with a white wine sauce over rice is just to die for. Oh my God, I love that shit. With spring onions. Oh God, I love spring onions. Oh, sorry, special appearance, guest star, honourable mention, bok choy fried in teriyaki. Or pak choy, whatever you call it. Those green vegetable bastards. Get them in a wok with teriyaki. Fry that shit on high. 10 minutes. Let's go. It's amazing.
I thought you were going to mention a person.
Was the glass about to shatter and Steve Austin was about to just like crash through and join the call?
No, I love bok choy. That shit's so fucking good. I know Aaron fucking loves that shit as well.
Hell yeah.
Don't you little vegetarian?
Yeah.
Damn right you do.
It almost killed me once. Hell yeah.
How did it almost kill you?
So I went to this really nice ramen place in London. Tonkotsu, I took you boys there. And they give me the hearty fucking big chunks of bok choy in the ramen, and I was with some other mates. I was just inhaling this fucking bowl because I was loving it. And I inhale like one of the big fucking single leafy bits of bok choy, and it just clings to the fucking pipe of my throat like a paper bag. Just and I was there like,
what a way to go!
And I was stuck there for like 20 seconds, just trying to sort of work it out internally. And my buddies were like, "You're right, you're good." I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then I have to fucking reach my fucking finger in and fucking yank it out.
Dude, manual removal too much. I had that happen to me. Like, I'm not gonna get into depth with it, but I had that happen to me like a couple months ago, and it changed the trajectory of my fucking life.
I realized I had so much to live for as this one piece of popcorn tried to suffocate me.
Okay, the TLDR, like, I'm actually gonna try and be brief on this one. I ended up choking on chicken and rice,
sure.
But like, not like it. I didn't aspirate, like it didn't go down my windpipe. It was stuck at the base of my throat, right where like it was going into my stomach, and I felt like I was choking for an hour and 45 minutes before the EMTs showed up, and they're like, "Yeah, you're fine." I'm like, "I don't feel fine." And they're like, "Okay, has this happened before?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, it's like, you're gonna want to see a doctor. I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "You're gonna want to see a doctor." I'm like, "Oh." So I haven't touched chicken and rice since, which is miserable because I love chicken and rice. And also, literally that same week, I bought a 20-pound bag of fucking jasmine rice, and it's still there.
Taunting you from across the room.
Oh, I got a new rice cooker too.
Oh god! Right.
Eat us, Arthur. Eat us. I love like a nice. Like, I always cook a little leftovers so I can put some in the fridge in the morning. I got fried rice with egg and oil and fucking my homemade teriyaki glaze and shit. And dice some chicken up and throw it in that bitch. Some like green onions.
Oh yeah.
Some mushrooms because I'm kind of fucked up like that, you know.
God, we gotta do a fucking food episode, boys.
Oh god.
We gotta do a fucking food episode, honestly.
Like Primark fucking like culture cooking or something. Like what
each Primark's favorite dish. Boys.
Jeez.
Literally a plate of shit for Mortarion.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, fucking dinosaur nuggets on fucking Perturabo. Alright, whatever.
Right, let's draw this episode to a close, gentlemen. So, let me just scroll back. I'm just going to cut this audio out. Let's just scroll back to the Patreon questions. So, thank you very much, Dyslexion and Zax Pamalama. Zax Pamalama, for your wonderful, wonderful questions. As per the outro featuring Moots this time, I believe. My brain's just gone completely blank. I completely forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Look at the
something. Subscribe.
Yes, that, and look at the patron. Subscribe and come to the Discord and Arthur Bones, everybody.
Hi. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm back again to scream about characters that don't exist, and people will laugh at it. I hope.
Wonderful. Right. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
See you all. Bye bye.